Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. You're listening to the What It Do podcast. But you ready?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Episode 76.
Yeah, hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the What It Do podcast. Today's guest,
Nick BAIN.
What it do?
What It Do. I love
Rivas.
that. And Mike Rivas.
Hello.
How are y'all guys doing?
Doing good. Thanks for having us.
Oh man, thanks for coming. You know how we talk about this all the time. You know that it's hard to reach out to people because you're afraid to get rejected. You know, and then of course I reached out to you. You're like, oh, why me?
Yeah,
you know,
I'm just another dude.
Yeah.
Like, I ain't nobody special.
yeah. We've had that a lot. You know, and they're like, we had one of them. You know, or a few of them that were just kind of like real defensive. You know, and I'm like, hey, we're not. You know, we're just a podcast, man. We're here to chill out and hang out and shit like that. And of course, we had one guy that would just turn us down just because of the reason. He's like, well, I don't know. I don't know you
Like,
guys.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
Like I was kind of reluctant. I was like, eh. And I talked to this guy. I was like, they want to do a podcast. He's like, do it.
Yeah.
Tell him
Okay.
you need to do it, bro.
Heck
I
yeah.
was like,
Yeah.
all right.
Fuck yeah.
I listened to him. You need to do it.
There you go. Hell yeah.
Yeah, my wife, she listens to a bunch of podcasts. She's all, I listened to this one podcast about blah, blah, blah. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Like that's the thing now. It's
Yeah.
like everybody listens to podcasts. People get all their hopefully they don't get their information from us about
Yeah,
stuff.
'cause we don't know
But
shit.
yeah, but
We're conspiracy theorists. is
yeah,
what we are.
exactly. People get a lot of information from podcasts. Like
Well, they figure now it's the new truth, right?
Right, yeah.
Compared to media nowadays, you just don't know.
yeah,
Yeah.
Like podcasts are killing. Yeah, podcasts are killing TV stars.
that's true.
Just like back in, huh?
You know who the original podcaster was?
God-
Old school. I'm talking about like way back in the day.
Oh yeah, to inform me. Who's this?
Paul Harvey.
Oh, yeah,
Harvey,
that's right.
Like he paved the way for y'all guys.
He sure
Fuck
did.
yeah, he did.
He sure did.
Thank-
He was
That's
ahead
the
of his
rest of
time.
the story.
The rest of the story.
Yeah.
I used to listen to that shit, man, when I was in my dad's truck, dude. We'd going to work and shit, or doing some bullshit construction work at the houses, and he's got that Paul Harvey blasting,
Like
bro.
that now?
Do they still
Rest
play
of the
that?
story?
Do they still play that like on AM radio or anything?
No, I watch it on TikTok.
It's on TikTok.
They have it on TikTok. Yeah.
Really? Who was the other guy? God, he used to ride around with Travis all the time. Rush Limbaugh.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah,
he's
listen to him on
that.
AM radio.
He was like a political dude, right?
Yeah, yeah.
He
he
was
was-
all into politics. And
Big time.
And it's kind of funny because when I used to listen to him, I didn't give a shit about any of that. You know, I'm like, dude, how can anybody take an interest in listening to
Look at
politics?
you now.
I know, man.
All
That's-
old and shit.
God, I feel fucking old. I'm over here mad at Kamala and shit. And I was like, oh, why does this bitch get to fucking run for president? You
She was
know?
already president.
That's technically true. Yeah.
Yeah. Whenever that fucking Barbosa, he had heart surgery or he had
Oh, yeah,
something,
yeah, that's
So
right.
they had to swear her in. So technically she's the first president of the first woman president of the United States.
Damn,
The year
there
that
you go.
I guess
First Indian, or we call her? Is she Indian or black?
She's a woman. I don't know. Shit. I don't know what she is.
That's all the shit that's going on right now. It's like, oh, you know, she never identified as black. She was always identified as Indian, and now she's black.
yeah.
And I'm like, the fuck's it matter?
Yeah, just like whenever Barack Obama, what did they say about him? Oh, he wasn't even born in this country.
Yeah, he was born in
He's
Kenya
this.
or
Yeah,
something like that. Yeah.
And his middle name is Hussein and blah blah blah. Like,
Oh, that's right.
yeah.
Dude, the fucking conspiracy theories got so good on those that I gotta admit, I fell into them because I'm like, somebody was trying to break down Barack Obama, right? So if you translate Barack Obama, which lightning that fell from heaven, they're translating this old Arabic language. I'm like, come on,
That's what it means.
fuck yeah, bro. And I was so deep into it. I'm like, yes, tell me more.
This is the end.
Tell me more about Hussein Obama.
Whenever they were
Antichrist.
running for president, when it was Biden and Trump, I asked Siri, I was like, "Who's the president of the United States?" And this is before anybody had gotten elected. And Siri said, "President Kamala Harris."
What the hell?
I was like, what the fuck? Do you remember that? I think I recorded it and I sent it to you, and everybody's like, "What the fuck? Like, what does Siri know that we don't know?"
Oh, she just
You know?
'cause she knows the script. The script's already there.
It's already in her.
Yeah,
it's
it's
already in her programming.
Everything's already.
Yeah,
they
it's
got
already-
it all planned out.
Exactly.
Like all
Sure.
that voting.
That's
shit.
what it feels like.
Yeah.
It was like what I said earlier. It's not the election's really more about keeping everybody divided.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what it is. Everybody's all mad at each other, the left and the right, and it's like, what? I mean, the only people that benefits is the government.
That's it.
That's it.
Yeah, and it's supposed to be we the people, united we stand. No, it's
fuck
not
no.
like that.
No,
It's
No,
not we
it's
the people.
the government making you think you have a right,
Yeah.
or you voting They
gives
already
you
know
some
who's
kind
going to
yeah.
win and who's next.
What a good trick, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Give you the nice illusion of choice.
Yeah,
Which I mean, hey,
it's crazy.
I love
right?
this show, the show of America.
The show of America.
Bring it on.
I guess our show is better than everybody else's show. Could be worse.
Yeah, it could be worse.
Could be a lot worse.
Could it though?
I mean, we're free speech. We're allowed to do this. You can't do this in other countries. Just talk about whatever you want to talk about.
Yeah. Well, yeah. No, I'll give you that. Yeah. Because I mean, yeah.
It may suck, but the United States of America is still probably the best country. I mean, I don't know. Maybe Japan or something. Maybe they're all right, but
Yeah, but I mean, even there, I mean, there's only so much shit you can say before they come knocking at your door and be like, "Hey,
Yeah.
you
What
got to
about
stop
Canada?
that shit." Oh no,
you
Canada's
can't-
bad. Canada's
Is it really?
absolute dog shit.
They don't
right
have
now.
freedom of speech over there.
Hell no.
And you can't talk about the government either.
oh shit.
Yeah.
Well, when they had the truckers that were doing that whole convoy, they literally seized everyone's bank accounts. And if you don't, because they were having this big whole drive, right? Donate to these
heard
truckers that
about
were
that,
going
yeah.
down. Anybody who donated, they were seizing their bank accounts. They were shutting them down. And I'm like, whoa, what the fuck, you know?
hell?
And then like they had a big ass GoFundMe that was supposed to go to these truckers, you know?
I vaguely remember hearing about
Yeah,
something
and
like that.
they confiscated that bitch. And I'm like, dude, that's fucked up. At least return the fucking money, but no, they didn't return the money. They showed you, fuck you.
The Canadian government did
The
that?
Canadian government
Oh,
did that.
wow.
I was like, dude, how in the fuck do you get away with that? You
Yeah.
know? But then again, you see it every day. Like, I don't know, you're on TikTok? Y'all watch it?
am.
Okay. I'm sure you're on TikTok. No, not really. No. Okay, I'm on TikTok. I'm all
I'm
in.
not on
Well,
TikTok.
I'm on. I look at videos here and there, but
Yeah.
I don't obsess with it.
I have to get out for Instagram because Instagram's puro cochinadas.
That's because you were looking at one picture for too long.
No, fuck the algorithm.
The
picked it
algorithm
up.
got you. Like, oh, this is what you like.
But like literally like 2 weeks ago, Kamala Harris was fucking nowhere on my feed, and now this bitch
all
is
over the place.
flooding my shit. Whoever's running their PR, man, that's badass. How do I hire you?
That's a U.S.
Would you work
government.
for free?
That's
Because I
government.
can't afford you. It's got to be that controlled opposition, man. And then, like, you don't hear much about Trump unless they're talking shit about him.
Yeah, you haven't really heard anything about him anymore.
Isn't that crazy how whenever he got shot, like CNN they never show Trump for shit. Like none of his campaigns, nothing. It just happened to be that day they were airing it. Like of all the ones y'all pick, y'all happen to air the one that there's an assassination attempt.
That was all. I guarantee
That's
that was
crazy.
Because did you see that video where these people were like, "There's somebody on the roof. There's somebody on the roof." They didn't do shit. Like, come on. And then he takes his shot. Like, really?
Yeah, you let
Like
him
that
pop. You
happened.
let him fire off how many rounds before you take him out?
Yeah.
like
people are
3 to
calling on
5,
him.
something like that.
And they're like, and then there's this. They had this fucking dude, and I saw this yesterday. And I guess he was talking to Congress. He was the director, the acting director of the Secret Service, so the FBI. He's like, you see how he's showing these pictures of the fucking shooter, right? He's like, all you see is his head. We can't see a rifle. We can't see. I was like, yo, but you see a dude on a fucking roof and did nothing about it.
Like that doesn't mean nothing. Like, oh, he just he got a good seat up there. That's what.
Yeah,
He's up there.
and I'm like, okay, you're surrounding all the buildings around there. You got snipers on the roof, except for this one building that's 150 yards
it
away.
was all planned.
Oh fuck,
They're
yeah,
trying
bro.
to take him out, and they're like, "Oh fuck, we missed."
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's like Scarface. You piece of shit.
you fucking cockroaches. That's you know what? That's how Trump should have came out after you played the fucking 50 Cent Mini Men.
He's like, I take your fucking bullets.
Yeah, fuck yeah. You want to say hello to the bad guy?
Yeah.
I'm like, fuck yeah,
You
bro.
need people like me.
Shit. Well, I don't know, man. Honestly, I mean, he's going back to Pennsylvania.
Oh, really?
He's
Same
going-
town?
Yeah, same town. Same. I guess you're doing the same spot. He's going back, right? Which it tells me right there. I was like, "Man, come on, man, come on." I was like, "This like you don't want to live."
Yeah.
They're gonna attempt it. I don't know if
I
it'll
feel
be
like
there, but they're gonna try to take him out.
I don't think there'll be another one out in the open like that after what happened. It'll probably be in a building where everybody has to go through security checks and all this shit.
Well, I mean, and here's the crazy part, right? He's walking around with the rifle, the shooter, and he walks around with the fucking ladder to get on top of the fucking roof. No one's gonna call that out.
Yeah.
No one's gonna say shit.
Yeah.
They were sitting there watching this guy, and then they sent the fucking FBI agent. He climbed the fucking building, right, and sees the fucking shooter. Guy turns the fucking gun on the fucking shooter. FBI goes down, loses his footing, slams on the fucking ground, but yet they still don't take him out.
The fuck?
You saw the
Yeah.
gun. He pointed the fucking gun at you, but yet you let him pop off a few rounds before you take him out.
that was all planned. It had to.
Yeah.
Be.
And then on top of that,
There's too many coincidences.
oh, way too many. And then they fucking, he's registered Republican. And then they use a fucking photo of him in the 8th grade.
That's what they said.
You know, it's this little fucking puny white kid, right? And then people started finding his social media, and he's dressed like like he's transgender, like he's in transition.
Yeah, but the pictures don't look like the one that everybody was posting. Like it's obviously two different. Like he's obviously like I don't know, how old are you in the 8th grade?
Oh fuck, I don't know.
Like
14, 15.
14, something like that.
yeah.
I mean, but you can see that. You can see the youth in him versus these newer pictures. Where like, oh, that's definitely a young man. You know, like I don't.
And
That's kind of a weird play that the media does.
Yeah. And then the geo-tracking, because they actually were tracking these cell phones of a fucking FBI. Apparently, somebody from the FBI was going to his house and back to a building close to the FBI building. And I'm like, and they've been doing this for the past month.
Well, you're gonna get us killed. You know that, right? Talking about this.
I mean, man, well, I got y'all
All these windows right here.
Right.
We're about to get sniped up.
Yep.
hit me in the ear.
Yeah.
No, I mean, who knows? Who knows what's happened?
Yeah.
Who knows what's gonna happen? This new season of America is gonna be fucking great. Whoever wins, like this bitch is already talking about when she's in, she's gonna use executive order to do the buybacks. Buybacks of rifles.
Oh, fuck that.
Shit.
Yeah, so I'm like, yeah, she wants to come after the guns.
That's the last straw. I mean, we are the last country that the citizens have guns. There are no countries where citizens have guns.
I mean, look what's happening in Venezuela right now. You know, they had elections. The guy that's in charge now, Maduro.
Is he still in charge?
No. Well, I think he's still in charge because what he did, he stopped. Like he saw that he was losing, so he's like stopping all elections, and then he fucking said that he won. Like he went ahead and just said, "We're done with this shit. We're not gonna keep going on with it. I fucking win." And then riots started breaking out.
Damn.
Like it's bad down there. It's bad.
Yeah.
You know. What are they gonna do with this dickhead? I mean,
Well, he ruined that country. That
yeah.
was a very they were making a lot of profit, and then when they switched to socialism, everything took a shit.
yeah. Well, the problem with socialism that's happened everywhere. That once socialism is installed, it always leads to dictatorship. Always. There's always gonna be some guy who's gonna want to call the shots. He don't want to give his fucking position up, his power of position, or position of power. My bad. I don't know if I can't even talk today. So after that, everybody gets fucked. It's either my way or no way. And that's fucked up, especially when we're sitting there as a country saying we want to follow democracy. We back these motherfuckers.
We did.
Yeah,
At
we
the very
backed this
beginning,
dude.
we did. Yeah.
We installed the guy. We installed the guy.
Yeah.
And that's what we do. We go around the world.
He got power hungry.
Yeah. But enough of the political.
So let's get off of that.
Yeah.
I want to know what's going on with you guys, man. Like y'all are coming up on Shakedown, right? In that next month,
Yeah, the last week of September.
last week of September. What is
Last week
what are the dates?
28th and 29th.
8th and 29th
Yeah.
at the Coliseum Fairgrounds.
Yes, we're working on trying to get the Coliseum, so
Okay.
to put cars back in the Coliseum. Like
Yeah, that's
back in
right.
the
Because
day.
y'all have always had like
Just
the
put
Spur,
the HEB building, the
All
Wells
the
Fargo.
fairgrounds.
all the
Yeah,
fairgrounds. Okay.
It was either between the Coliseum or the Spur Arena. But
Okay.
The Spur Arena is a dirt floor, so that was kind of a
Any-
sticky deal right there because people were like, "Oh, well, man, it's dirt and blah blah blah." But
They don't want to put their
Their
cars.
car in
Yeah,
there.
on
I
dirt.
kinda
But they
get
pack
that.
it down so good, like it's like concrete damn near.
Oh,
I
yeah.
guess
Yeah, they
walking
do.
over it over a period of time, it'll probably dust it up. But
Yeah, because I get it. I'd want my shit on some pavement or some concrete because, man, what do they spend on? Like, let's say Ray Canales, is that Raymond? The guy
yeah,
who
yeah.
won Low Rider of the Year, bro.
Yeah.
How much money is invested in that car?
Lots.
A lot, man.
You know,
A
so
lot, yeah.
I would say at least a good $500,000.
no shit. Oh, damn.
Easy.
I mean, he's got the frame gold plated, the engine. Like, there's
Like,
not
there's
a
a lot of stuff done to that car.
Yeah.
Like
there's not a
lot of
bare
stuff.
thing on that car. I don't think.
There's nothing stock on it. Like if you know your cars and you look at that car, like there's a lot of stuff like, oh damn, like on the Impalas they have vent windows. And his are electric. They go up and down. Like where the skirts are at on the quarter panels, they cut them and sectioned them to where they cut a piece off of the skirt and welded it onto the quarter panel. So if you look at it, it looks normal, but it's not normal if you know what you're looking for.
Yeah.
Because they don't come. Of course, they don't come to roll
Yeah,
down.
they're supposed to be like a teardrop. They're supposed to come to a point towards the back of the quarter panel where they're round. So they did a lot of stuff, like all the inside of the engine compartment. Like it's a lot of modifications done on
Yeah.
that car.
What year is that? Do you know?
It's a 63.
63 Impala.
Yeah,
And
this is sweet though.
Oh, yeah.
God damn, it's sweet.
Yeah.
But man, I see some of the
Beautiful
work
ride.
you put out. Like I like that host saying, "You want it slick?
bring it to Nick. Yeah.
There you go.
That's
I like
I ain't
that.
on that level yet, though. I don't think.
Oh man, don't sell yourself short. Don't sell yourself short because
No, I mean, I'm pretty sure I could be capable of doing that. I just don't have patience.
How long have you been doing it?
Since I was 16, so 23 years. But it wasn't consistent though. Like whenever I was younger, I got into it, and then I grew up, thought I knew everything, and started fucking up and going in and out of jail, and my life went all the way to the left.
Yeah.
And then I got back on track, and I've been doing this consistently for the last at least 10 years.
Okay.
But other than that, man, I've done road construction, I've built houses, I've done add-ons, I've done roofing, I've done maintenance at apartments, I've done a lot of BS jobs. And a lot of jobs that I would be at, I'd do little side work or whatever. I'd have a car, and I'd show my coworkers, and like, oh man, you did that? Yeah. Man, why don't you work at a body shop somewhere? Man, I don't know. I just at that point in my life, I didn't want to. I just want to do stuff for myself.
Yeah.
And I always thought, if I work at a body shop, I'm going to do it all day. I ain't going to want to get off and do my own stuff. It's like if you clean houses for a living, you're not going to want to go home and clean your own house. You know what I mean? But it's not like that. I love what I do.
That's good.
That's good though.
You're passionate about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's good.
It's just
man.
something about
that counts more for anything is having the passion for it.
Yeah, like I like when something comes in, it's all busted up, it's wrecked, it's all fucked up, and then it gets fixed, and I look back and like, damn, I did that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh no, I know. I totally get it because I'm trying to do like I'm nowhere near a fucking body artist. You know, my deal is fucking Bondo.
You're a Bondo artist?
Yeah,
I'm a Bondo artist.
You're a sculptor.
Yeah, bro. Because I'm like I don't know how to pull dents out and shit like that. I got an '80 model Chevy that I'm working on.
Oh, okay.
Very slowly, because I don't know what the fuck I'm. Huh?
Was it a truck?
Yeah,
or
it's a truck.
truck?
And I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. You know, so I dabble in it, but I'm like I look at it, I'm like God, it sucks, but it's fun because I do.
It's better
I do
than it
with the
looks.
kids.
It's better than the way it looks sitting in the weeds over there in the ranch.
Oh, that's true. I mean, it's running now. So, I mean, I can respect the fucking art because I'm like, dude, I see how much work goes into it. And I mean, I probably spend 2 or 3 hours a day, you know, trying to fuck with it, you know, maybe 2-3 times a week. And the shit that I see people out, I'm like, dude, how do they do that? That's fucking
Just experience, I get. I don't know.
A lot of work, a lot of money.
Yeah, that's no shit.
A lot of money.
Yeah, people that get into working projects, you're like, oh yeah, just throw some paint on it. I'm gonna do a little. No, there's a lot more involved.
Yes,
That's how it starts.
Yeah, and people are ignorant. You know, people ain't stupid. They're ignorant. Like I got a lot of people go to my shop and like, oh well, how much is it gonna cost to paint this? Or I want this, and I'm like, at least 10 grand. What? 10 grand? Yeah, like what did you think it was gonna? Oh, maybe like 2,500. That's materials. You know what I mean, like it's not cheap.
Yeah,
you got hours worth of labor involved in it too.
And like that's like an overall paint job, at least 10 grand. You know what I mean?
I wonder if they see stuff like that and they try to compare it to a fucking can of Krylon or something. I'm like, no, dude.
I'm sure they do. Of course. Yeah, I'm sure.
Like, well,
I seen this old boy down there. All he did was scuff it up and spray this shit on it. And no, he probably did it for $100 too. Like no,
he outvoiced me on that one.
I got all kinds of voices, dude. I was an only child, so whenever I was little, I had to come up with shit to keep myself occupied. So I'd like my parents probably thought I was a fucking nut, but yeah, I would do voices and play with my little cars on the floor.
I got to medicate this kid. Yeah, I get it. I get it.
I didn't have no brothers or sisters or nobody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was just me.
I didn't realize you were an only child.
Him in the mirror.
That's it.
So I learned how to do a bunch of voices just to entertain myself or make people laugh or whatever.
Yeah.
So.
Huh. I mean I guess you got to find some way to entertain.
Is that
yourself.
what you did?
Yes. Except I had brothers. My brothers.
They were just mean to you?
Yeah, they were mean, or we were fighting all the time. But
you had to make them laugh so that way they wouldn't fight you.
No, they still fucking fight.
And I still do it like now. Like people call it, say potential spam. Okay, motherfucker.
Hello. Oh, I'm on the toilet right now.
And it's a fucking old lady, and it's nice.
That's fucking believable.
Yeah, and I'll tell them all kinds of fucked up shit.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you sound like a real handsome young man. You want to fuck me?
Yeah, and some of these fuckers, they'll like go with it and shit, and some of them, they'll just hang up on me.
It's like, oh, you're going to find that one guy, he's like, yes, ma'am.
I'd like to be your huckleberry.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So tell me
Mike,
your name.
Do you got some?
Oh yeah.
Do you got any voices, Mike?
No,
No
I don't do
voices.
no impressions. No.
Yeah,
I was like, please tell me what to do.
oh, young man. That's one thing I always wanted to do. I wanted to get into voice acting.
Yeah.
To do like voices.
Dude,
for,
you
like,
could do
cartoons
it.
and stuff.
You just do it like that. Like
Yeah.
that thing. That's crazy.
I have to fucking think about it.
Like, how do I do this one? Okay.
Yeah. Which, I mean, we kind of thought about that, you know. I was like, man, it'd be cool to start doing some voiceovers. You know, there's got to be somebody we can reach out to. Be like, hey,
I'm sure. Like even on the like SEMO does like for the radio station when they do commercials, man. I'm sure they be like, hey man, make like a funny voice to do this commercial, but do the whole commercial in that funny voice. Just probably reach out to SEMO maybe.
oh, maybe like a 5 or 2, right?
Yeah,
We
You know,
do
a lot of these comedians as well. They do a lot of impressions.
Yeah, they do.
yeah.
Yeah, they do. Man, this when Greg was here, bro, he's throwing out some zingers. I'm like,
Oh yeah,
fuck yeah.
Those guys are pretty funny, man. Like,
But like radio dudes, if you noticed, they have a certain voice.
Yes.
You know what I mean? They all have that same
the radio voice. Yeah.
Like the guy, like all norteño radio stations, they sound like Dracula. You know what I mean? Like
do.
on 107.5.
They do.
They're like, 107.5 la variedad. You know what I mean?
1, 2, 3. Oh, like, this guy fucking got Count Chocolate on this motherfucker. That's hilarious. I used to think about that. What's that dude who was always talking on their fucking Arturo? What's his name?
On
Arturo
KSJT.
Yeah, KJT.
Madrid.
Yeah, bro. Like his voice would always get me. I'm like, and then you say fucking sound like
It sounds like Count Chocula
You'd
or
say
some
like
shit.
1 million megahertz. Or
1,000
something like
watts de potencia.
Yeah. 100,000 watts de potencia. I'm like, oh shit, he sounds important just listening to him. Like,
And then you talk to him in person, that's exactly how it sounds.
sound-
You think it would change?
Oh, he keeps that.
No, it's all through. Yeah.
you know
it's-
who else sounds like that? I don't know if you remember Jeff Rotman from KWFR. He was like, and now you're up to date. That dude, well,
Yeah.
he retired. Well, I've painted 2 cars for him. He sounds just the exact same way as he did on the radio.
That's
I
his
was like,
voice.
yeah, I thought that was his radio voice.
Hey, Nick, I like the way it came out.
And now you're up to date. Yeah, like, oh shit, you sound
It's like,
just
oh
like that,
shit,
dude.
we are up to date. Thanks for
Like,
paying your
wow,
invoice.
heck yeah, we are. We're squared away now.
That's hilarious.
But yeah, when I first met him, I was like, wow, you sound just like you do on the radio. He's like, well, yeah, this is my voice. I was like, oh, wow. Like, he doesn't sound like that. That sounds like some goofy shit. I can't impersonate him. But yeah, I was like, wow, I was like, can you do one thing for me? He's like, what's that? I was like, can you tell me that I'm up to date? He's like, and now you're up to date. I was like, man, that's fucking badass. It sounds like on the radio.
That's hilarious. Got to bring him in. Do your commercials.
Yeah.
Want it slick? Bring it to Nick.
This is too much. God damn. I can't flip back and forth fast enough on the video. It's like,
Quit laughing.
oh, my bad. All right.
Hold it in. Hold it in.
Oh, okay. We're good.
So back what we were talking about before we went onto the whole spiel about voices. You said, I guess you were working on your body shop.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
No, you're right. People don't have no concept of what shit costs. No concept. I mean, because I'll be honest. You know, I think when I got the truck, I was like, hey, man, I'll throw a quick paint job on that motherfucker, you know.
Not as easy as you
Fuck no. Fuck no. But, you know, I'm going to attempt it. I'm still going to attempt it.
Yeah, that's how you learn. If you
Get
want
fish
to try,
eyes all over the fucking place.
You can always send it off and start over again.
or you can just pay a professional like me.
Or you can do
good.
that.
And if you want it slick, I know this guy named Nick.
Oh, no shit. Let's bring it to him?
Yeah, just bring it to him. He'll take care of you.
Yeah, man. But I think that's cool as shit, dude. I find it absolutely fascinating the way people, their artwork.
Yeah.
I mean, because it's art. I don't give a
Yeah.
fuck what anybody says. It's
It
art.
is.
It's
It
an art.
really is.
It's an artwork.
It's like that's how you express yourself.
Do you do
Art-
pinstriping too?
No, I've tried it, and I'm like, might as well have Michael J. Fox do that shit because my shit's all squiggly. I ain't got a steady hand for that, but I can do like patterns and graphics and stuff like that,
Okay.
like laying the tape out and spraying different colors.
Yeah.
But, like leafing, I've tried leafing, like gold leaf. That stuff, it's so delicate. You breathe wrong and it fucking goes.
It just
everywhere.
crumbles up.
So I
Yeah.
was like, man, fuck this shit. So now if I want something leafed and somebody tell, oh yeah, 2,500, cool. I know what it's worth. Like, yeah, like that's why you do what you do, and that's why I'm going to pay you for your skill.
Yeah.
Oh, no
your
shit.
talent. You know what I mean? I don't know how much somebody would charge to do something like that, but if whatever they ask for, okay. Cool.
So for specialty stuff like that, there's people in town that'll do that.
There's a couple of people in town that will, but usually there's this dude, he's from Austin, and he comes to town like during Shakedown. He'll do excuse me, like he'll do like pinstriping and stuff, but he goes from town to town doing gold leafing. So the first time around, whenever Ray Canales' car got done, he's the one that pinstriped everything. And then for whatever reason, I don't know, but they took it to Arizona and these other dudes redid it. So his work's off of it or whatever. But he does a lot of cars and he's really good. His name is Pablo. What is he?
The degree pinstriping.
Yeah.
Okay.
But he's pretty badass at what he does.
So what was the reason to changing it? You didn't. I mean, I know you were talking about. Are there rules to when you put a car in and put it back in the next year, or can you just keep showing the same car?
You can still keep showing it. I mean, you can add stuff to it or whatever. But once you qualify to go like to the Vegas show, that's it. You only got to qualify at one show.
Yeah.
Like so, if
For life, or is it every year you
every
have to?
year,
you
every
have to-
season, yeah.
Okay.
And
'Cause
before
I always heard you had to change something the next
you,
season.
you still have to do like little upgrades and stuff. But if you
Okay.
don't want to, I mean, it is what it is. But if you want to keep up with the competition,
Oh, that's
you
for
have
sure.
to. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
So a long time ago, they used to have it to where if you champ out after 3 times, and now they lifted that. So anybody like all the lowrider trucks of the year, cars of the year from back in the '90s, if they wanted to come back and
They can.
compete again, yeah, they can compete again.
Oh fuck! See, that's the way it should be. Because
Yeah.
I'm like, it shouldn't be 3 times and you're done. No,
Yeah.
you got to dethrone
If you
that.
want,
dude.
if you want
Yeah,
that guy
so-
out of there, you make your shit so much more badass than his.
Yeah, so
That's
like
the way it should be.
So back then, there was, I don't know, I'm pretty sure some people have heard of it, Pure Insanity. It was built by Armando Hernandez. He lived here in town.
That's a badass
And,
truck.
Yeah, so he built that truck, badass. It was fucking immaculate looking truck. It was badass. It was like my favorite mini truck of all time. So he champed out. He took it in 98, 99, and 2000. And back then, the rules, if you wanted to compete again, you have to tear it down, do 3 major modifications, and then come back and you can do it again. So up until that point, nobody had ever done that. Like in any lowrider car, truck, Euro, nothing.
Yeah.
And he wanted to show that it could be done. So I think the last time he showed that truck was in 2003 here at the Coliseum. And after that, he tore it down. To redo it, he ended up getting cancer. And I remember him telling me one time, he's like, man, if I would have known I would have ended up with this shit, I would have never tore the truck down. I don't think I'm going to get it finished. But through God, he got it finished. The guy that painted it, he sold it to him. He got it finished. He took it to Vegas in 2014, and it didn't place. It got second place, but after he passed, Exotic Minis, the president of the club, him and 3 other guys, they bought the truck back from the dude from Corpus.
Okay.
And I was at Mondo's house that Saturday before he passed, and all those guys went over there, and they were trying to get the truck back. And he basically told him, he's like, man, that'd be an honor if y'all brought it back to San Angelo where it's from and put it back in the club that it started in, which was Exotic Minis. So that was in 2015. He passed away the next day. So those guys, they bought the truck, I think that following week or something, and they did a few little upgrades. They took it to Vegas, and they took the title. So
Oh, that's badass.
yeah, so that's a 4-time truck. So there's a guy in Odessa now. He has Boulevard Bully. It's a bomb. He took Lowrider Bomb of the Year 4 times in a row. But nobody's ever took it 3 times, tore it down, completely changed everything, and took it again, other than that truck.
That's what's I find crazy of that whole story is there's 2 fucking vehicles that came out of little old San Angelo that's made it.
Yeah.
3.
3. Okay.
So in 97, Mondo's brother Chano, he had a little Nissan Sentra called Realm of Fantasy. He took Lowrider Euro of the Year in 97. And that year, I think Mondo had taken Pure Insanity, and he didn't place or something. So he revamped it. He did all kinds of other stuff to that truck. And then that's whenever they took it back in 98, and he took it in 98, 99, and 2000.
Is Mondo's truck a S10?
It's 83 S10.
83 S10.
Shit.
And there's so much stuff done to that truck. Like, even now, like, it's just, you look at it like, damn, like, that's
Yeah.
a lot of shit.
It's got 4
wheels in the back.
wheels in
They
the
all
back.
they all turn.
No shit.
That's crazy.
See, we were talking about the other day, right? Where it's like the shit that comes out of San Angelo.
Yeah.
Like you would never think, that it's just.
And I think a lot of people don't realize that we have so many of those cars here in town. And that they're local.
Yeah.
It's just hard to believe.
Yeah.
If you're not into the car scene or into the Lolo scene, people don't really realize it.
I've always liked the Mazdas, the older Mazdas, and you've got one. Or maybe more than one, too. Don't you? A brown one and a white one?
No, I have a white one.
You have a white
that
one, okay.
actually we built. He talked me into building it, and I built that one in honor of my mother. Yeah.
Okay.
And I know.
I've always liked those trucks.
Yeah, little extended cab, 93 Mazda. He bought one for his son.
Yeah.
A lot of people think it's mine.
Yeah.
But It belongs to his son Bubba.
Okay.
And we have another one in the club, a purple one. It's actually a tandem axle. Used to belong to Nick Garcia, and now it belongs to Jesse Flores.
Okay.
But yeah, I have a little white one.
Those are cool trucks, man.
Actually, that truck should be out next week for the Lowrider Show in Dallas.
Really?
No shit.
Not at the level of Canales or of Pure Insanity, but
It's
it's up and coming.
I mean, they have different classes though for stuff like that, right?
They do, yeah, they do pretty much. Mine's not a full show truck, not by far, but yeah, it's something we did over this. We started in January actually, and
Okay.
Finished it in what, about a month?
roughly
No
about a
shit.
month.
God, y'all are doing some like what's that? Monkey Garage.
Heck yeah.
Something
yeah.
like that. I
30
told-
minutes plus commercials.
Yeah,
baby.
I told Nick I'm gonna take a couple weeks off from work, and we're gonna go at it. You know, my family's always been in the body shop business, but I never was involved in that. I always worked somewhere else. And yeah, it's funny how Nick says we ended up being friends, and then he ended up buying that shop, and I just got into it. Started, you know how to do body work? I said, I used to watch my brothers, and he let me go at it.
Yep. He did it all by himself. All I did was spray paint on it. I sprayed
Damn.
primer and I sprayed the paint. I didn't do nothing else. He did all the body work. He did all the prepping. He did all the taping up. Although he did sand it one time so I could re-clear it, and I came back to my shop. I was like, "What the fuck? Like it's still fucking shiny. What did you do?"
I was drinking that night. There wasn't too much done.
And I was like, "All right, well, I guess I'll sand it one time for you." I was like, "You want the paint to stick or not?" Like,
Yeah, that's funny.
hell?
And actually, Big Mike right now is doing all the murals on it, so it should be ready to go and buy next.
You say Big Mike? Is that the guy that used to do tattoos?
Yeah, he
He's
still
still
does
doing
tattoos.
shit.
As a matter of fact, his shop is a couple of blocks over, right?
It's right
He used to
down
be
the road.
TriStar a long time ago, right?
A long
That I
time
don't
ago.
know. I know he worked at
Yeah.
other shops, but
Yeah, he worked at TriStar with Little Mike. with
Okay.
Big Mike and Little Mike.
That's where I remember them from.
Yeah. And he's actually the one that painted Pure Insanity the first time.
the first time.
Oh
He
shit!
did all the murals. He did all the graphics.
I didn't
he did all
realize he
that stuff.
painted it else.
That's wild, man.
That dude is a badass artist, and he doesn't get enough credit for what he's done.
Definitely, he's.
Well, I've heard about him through word of mouth.
Yeah,
Through other
no,
people,
he's
you know.
badass at what he does. He really is. Like, if you were to see some of his work, like it's
He does it with airbrush.
airbrush.
That's
lot
a
of
whole other talent, man. Learning how to use an airbrush, I feel like that's a beast unto its own.
detail.
yeah. And there's like I said, this little monito that's on my cup and those stickers that I brought you, he drew those. Like,
Yeah.
that's- and then he did the tattoo.
Oh, you did your tattoo
Ah, fuck,
He
look
put
at that.
me on me.
Hell
I'm like
yeah.
Steve-O, but cooler. You know what I mean?
like Steve-O.
But
You're trying to put that. There.
Yeah, it's on this one.
with my little lazy eye, he didn't want to Photoshop me to make me look normal.
That's funny.
But no, like that's a talent. You know what I mean? Like I wish I had talent like that. Like yeah, I can paint a car, but like artistry like that, like
Yeah.
that's a
No,
totally
that's a whole
different-
nother beast, man. I try it, but all my shit comes out like stick figures. Like it's that's cool as fuck, man. Then I look at it and I'm like, oh man, I want that.
You want to get it tattooed on you?
No.
We can arrange that. We can arrange that.
Yeah, we can get that
arranged.
erased. No. I mean, I wanted another tattoo, but I have to be an artist. I have in mind.
Yeah.
I like his stuff. I like his attitude.
Man, there's another tattoo artist in town. Man, that little girl is gonna be like the next Kat Von D.
No shit.
Yes, that little girl's badass.
Where does she work at?
Right here at Sacred
Sacred Art.
Yeah,
You know what? I think we just started following her.
Cynthia
Okay.
Castro.
Yeah.
Man, have you seen some of her? Like
I have.
that shit's badass, and she's only been tattooing for like 2 years.
No shit.
Yes, she's barely 20. She barely turned 20 like a few months ago or whatever.
Oh, she's talented then.
So
like natural talent.
She did some murals on my little S10, and I told her just put whatever you want. And she did like her style of art. You know what I mean? Like she put these chicks on my tailgate and on my hood, and that's the first mural that she's ever done, like on a vehicle. She's done like airbrushing, like on canvases and T-shirts or whatever, but that was her first automotive paint, and she knocked that shit out. Like,
No
and
shit.
I told her, I was like, little girl, you don't understand what kind of talent you have. Like that's badass. And like her tattoo work, like she's done. What's that dude from those Spanish shows back in the day with the Chapulín Colorado, and there was that dude, that grumpy ass guy that had the little
Yeah. I don't remember his name.
Ramon.
Okay.
Well, she drew him with like charcoal pencils. Man, that looks like somebody took a black and white picture of that dude.
No
God
shit.
damn.
Yes, it's on her Facebook. Like
I'll look
she,
at it.
Check that out.
yeah, she's super badass.
God damn. Well, some people have it. Some people have it. Some people don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't.
Others just throw Bondo on fucking.
Yeah, just Bondo it up and put some primer on it.
It's like, there you go. That'll clean it up right there. Yeah, I mean, you're right. Some people have it. Some people, I mean, like I said, I've heard of this Big Mike guy just from passing, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's been doing tattooing for a long fucking time. Everybody that I've ever seen that has a tattoo, we get to talking about it. Like, yeah, Big Mike did this, or somebody, other artists, but they all seem to have that one tattoo guy and all.
Yeah.
All in.
Yeah, he actually gave me my
mine.
first tattoo, which was the lowrider dude.
Oh, okay. Man.
And I remember that's whenever he was still at TriStar. And I had went in there. I didn't know who he was. I just went in there because my mom had got a butterfly on her ankle from there. And I was like, well, that's a good tattoo place. I'll just go over there. So I had went in and I told him what I wanted. And Little Mike was there at the time. And he's like, oh, look at those magazines and just find what you're looking for and I'll print it out. I was like, all right. And then Big Mike was finishing up somebody. And he's like, I know what you want. He's like, I'm almost done with him. He's like, I'll get to you in a second. I was like, all right, cool. And then he got done. I go back there and I sit down. He's getting all his stuff ready, all his tattoo ink or whatever. And
My bad.
No, you're good. I remember he shaved my arm and he started going. I was like, "You're not gonna put like a stencil or something?" He's like, "I know what you want."
Hell yeah.
And I was like, "Oh, fuck! I'm gonna have like a Chinese looking lowrider dude or some shit." Like, man. So he started or whatever, and I remember looking in the corner, and there was a hood there with a badass mural on it. And I was like, "Oh shit, that's a hood off of Pure Insanity." He's like, "Yeah, I painted that." I was like,
That's badass.
"Oh shit, you're that Big Mike." I was like, "I'd heard of you, but I was like, I didn't know who you were." But yeah.
You know what's crazy is how you mentioned, is he gonna have like a Chinese lowrider guy on me? In Tokyo, I don't know if it's all of Japan, but I know in Tokyo there is a following over there.
Yes. Yeah.
Like a whole culture of
Those
lowrider
dudes,
scene. They
yeah.
dress it and everything.
They
Like,
look
they're-
Mexicanos.
Yes.
Yeah, they look
They
just like us.
absolutely do. It's wild.
They're a little copy and paste. They look like little cholos and shit, buttoned up.
They look like y'all. They look like I'm a fat Mexican.
They look like
I got fucking. I would have that guy Poe on.
Yeah.
What's that guy? The panda.
Kung Fu Panda. There you go.
It's like, I don't like this culture.
Yeah, I've seen some of it, man, and it's like, wow, they've got. I mean, and the cars too. They've got the cars. Like, it's crazy.
Well, they spend the money. They import the cars
Yeah.
because obviously they don't make any.
And there's a lot of that stuff. Like they'll buy it from over here or whatever. And then there's some like, I don't know, a long time ago there was a documentary on the Majestics Car Club from Compton. And it was called Sunday Driver. But this dude, he got busted. He got caught with a bunch of shit, and all his cars, they took them.
Damn.
And they all auctioned them off, but they were all export only. And guess where they ended up? All in Japan. Yep.
Oh shit!
Wow.
Well, they got some nice shit over there. God damn.
Yeah.
I was like, I can't even buy one. Fucking, I got a goddamn studio, and shit's expensive.
Yeah, that's why I learned how to do it myself. That
Yeah.
way, I don't have to spend that money. Like my little
That's
mini
one
truck.
way around it. Yeah.
Yeah, my mini truck that I put a lot of time into, which started out, I was going to paint it for my son for his first truck. So I didn't half-ass it, but I didn't fix everything like I should have. Like there's a few dings and dents on there that I missed, and they're still there. But that truck, if you look at it, it looks like a $15,000-$20,000 truck, and I'd be lying if I had more than $7,000-$8,000 into it.
God.
And most of that is the wheels.
Yeah.
Because the wheels I spent, I think it was like $3,200 or whatever for some all gold wheels for it. But everything else, I did it myself.
Yeah.
Other than the murals, like I paid that girl Cynthia. She did the murals, and the interior. I did some trade out work with the guy next door to my shop. I did some body work on his El Camino. He did my seats.
Is triple gold D still a thing?
Mhm.
It is.
Yep.
I remember back in the day that's what everybody wanted.
That was the wheel
right.
back in the day.
Okay. The
Triple
wheels.
gold Dayton's.
Okay.
Yeah, with the Vogues.
I don't know about the Vogue.
No, not anymore.
That's like a Houston thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I get.
Vogue.
We're trying to be relevant. Look at you.
Yeah.
I remember that though. Like that sticks out
Oh,
in my
Houston.
mind.
Speaking of Houston, see, you got the Houston.
Oh
see,
yeah,
That's why you're thinking.
That's why I'm
that.
thinking like that.
And
Yeah.
then the what it do? What it do, baby? Like,
He's got that Houston brain rot.
Yeah, that's me. Brain rot. Man.
No, that's cool as shit, man. I appreciate fucking talent, and it's just I don't have it just like you, but I don't have patience at all. Like I buy shit and like this fucking. I mean, I just don't have the patience, and I think it's cool and shit when I see other people do it. Because you tell me you don't have patience, I'm
Yeah,
like,
I
bro,
don't
you
have
got patience.
I don't have patience to an extent, like to do like a bunch of graphics. Like the graphics that I did on my truck, they're so simple. Like, and it took a long time to do the shit. And I was like, man, fuck this. This is good enough. Like, and they still look cool. Like I wanted to do like a bunch of more stuff in different colors, but I didn't because I don't have the patience to go and tape something up and spray color, and then tape that up and then spray another color, and then untape it and then tape it again and spray another color. I was like, yeah, fuck that. It looks good the way it is. And like I said, it wasn't supposed to be the way it is.
Yeah.
It was
I guess that's the reason why I like solid colors.
Because it's easy.
Fucking lazy.
It's easier.
easy. Yeah.
I had a friend that had it was an older Monte Carlo, like an 80s model Monte Carlo, and he had it painted. It was like a pearl white, and it had blue flake in it. But you really couldn't see the flake until it got into the sun. And that shit fucking looked cool as hell, man. That was the first car that I ever saw like that with flake in it like that. I mean, it was a long time ago. I don't even know where that car's at now, but that shit was cool as hell with that flake. Like you never saw that before.
Yeah.
And then after that, it's like everybody had it. It was like a thing for a while.
Do y'all sandblast y'all shit all the way down?
No, hell no.
No,
That's like a big myth. Everybody, I got to primer the whole car. No, you don't. Like if you have like a 5-year-old car and you want to color change it, you don't have to primer everything. The only thing that you have to put primer on is like your bodywork spots.
Okay.
Just sand it with 600 or 800 and shoot new paint on it. Like,
goddamn, I'm gonna get some advice from you, shit.
Yeah.
Because I'm overdoing it. I'm like,
Well, on older stuff,
yeah,
if the paint's messed up, it needs primer on it. But like some people, they'll get like a decent looking car and primer it. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Oh, I'm getting ready to paint it. You didn't need to do all that shit. Like you wasted a bunch of money and materials and effort for nothing.
no shit.
Yeah.
God, I feel fucking stupid.
Do you do motorcycles too?
Yeah.
I'll have to talk to you later.
Yeah, the fucking man. You did a Harley. Was it a Harley?
Mm-hmm. I did 2 of them. I still have one of them. One of them I sold, but one I did, and it's a 2001 Sportster, and it's a charcoal gray. But I put a shit ton of metal. Like it's all a bunch of metal flake.
Yeah.
Well, it's not really metal flake. It's glitter from Hobby Lobby because I was being a cheapskate. And this old school painter dude, he told me, he's like, man, back in the day, that's what I used to use. He's like, I used to use glitter. I was like, you fucking lying. He's like, yeah, I used to go to Walmart to get glitter. I was like, it wouldn't melt in the clear? He's like, no. I was like, you know what? I'm going to try that shit. So I went to Hobby Lobby, $2.99 for a little bottle of glitter.
Yeah.
So I did a spray out, and I was like, oh, shit, it fucking worked.
Oh,
So
fuck.
I did that on that bike, and it looks badass. It sparkles like a little disco ball.
Explain that. Melt in the clear. Does the clear get hot?
No, because just the solvents that are in there. Like if you were to get lacquer thinner and put it in a styrofoam cup,
It'll eat right through it.
It'll melt it. So it's,
shit.
kind,
Okay, I
of,
get what you're
it's
saying.
kind of the same thing. Because if it's plastic or whatever, I don't know what those glitters made out of.
Yeah.
I was like, what if they like come apart and the color starts melting off of them or some shit? But it worked.
Shit, on that note, if you ever want to go on a real good conspiracy theory, check out the glitter theory.
The glitter theory.
Yeah, man, the glitter conspiracy theory. You know who's the number one buyer of 90% of all the glitter that's made? The U.S. government.
The fuck?
Yeah.
You got to explain a little bit.
That's the thing. It's like, I just know they're
I'm gonna have to run fact check.
Go
on
for it,
this
Mike.
right here.
they buy 90% of all the glitter production.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Why though? There's something up there. Like, what
Yeah,
the-
exactly. There is something up there. So if you ever get a chance, go on a deep that rabbit hole.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Because I haven't got into it
the
yet.
glitter theory.
Glitter. It's like, where's all the glitter? Who's buying all the fucking glitter? But anyways, I didn't mean to sidetrack
How did
there.
you even get into that? Like, who would have thought that? Like, where did that come from?
YouTube, bro. Just keep
okay.
following the YouTube.
We need all
Just
the
keep
glitter.
going, keep going, keep going.
Buy it
I'm
up.
about to read into that one.
Did you find it? Oh, okay. No, it's mind blowing. I'm like, okay.
The glitter theory.
So
okay.
there's
First time I heard of that.
I got time. I'll look into it.
Yeah, so it might be another rabbit hole.
Yeah.
Go down.
shoot, man, you got to, bro, because some of the,
Hey, YouTube
it's
is
only gonna
bad.
get fun. It's
YouTube,
only-
man, you can just keep on going. And going
Oh
and
fuck
going.
yeah. The fucking flat earth, fucking the reptilians.
Oh man, I like to watch shit. Not on YouTube, like that show Ancient Aliens. Man,
Oh,
I've
yeah.
seen a lot of those episodes. So I have this theory.
Ah, yes.
So yes,
Here we go.
Here's my conspiracy theory. So all these aliens and shit, I don't think they're aliens. I think they're humans.
They're us from a
they're-
different time.
Yeah, from fucking way in the future. So I like to smoke weed sometimes and stimulate my mind. You know what I mean?
I got you,
And
like
I'll be
everyone
watching-
should.
Yeah, and I'll be watching that shit high as fuck and be like, man, I know this. I know what's going on. And I'll tell my girl, she thinks I'm stupid. I was like, no, look. I was like, they're us and they're time travelers. I was like, what if they're from like 4,000 or 5,000 years in the future, right? I was like, whenever they depict like an alien or something on TV, what is it? Is it a girl or a boy? And she's like, nothing.
It doesn't have a gender.
Oh yeah, they're gender
Genderless.
neutral. So all this shit's starting now. You know what I mean? Like oh, I'm not a he or I'm not a she, I'm a it, I'm a they or whatever. So what if all this shit like started now and they're coming back and they're abducting people so they can survive later, like in the future or some shit?
Maybe
you know what I mean?
their procreation program's a little bit fucked up. Now all of a sudden,
Like, yeah, there's no gender at all.
yeah,
Like,
they're
fucked
all
everything up.
fucking. I kind of put it. There's a problem with deformities.
Yeah.
So they're having to come back and get some.
Yeah, and they
some
figured out
good
how
sperm.
to time travel. So there's this movie.
That's good.
There's this fucking movie, and it's like from the '60s or some shit. There's this scientist dude, and man, granted, this is in the '60s, and it makes perfect fucking sense. So there's this scientist dude, and he's making this chemical serum, whatever, to make people smarter. So he goes out and he finds this homeless dude that nobody knows, he has no family, nobody cares about him, so he can experiment on him. He gets him, he takes him in, whatever, gives him food, clothing, shelter, whatever. But in return, he's telling him, hey, we'll take these to see what happens. And of course it works. It makes the dude smarter. Like that dude, he couldn't read or write, nothing like that. He was stupid.
Yeah.
And he got very intelligent. And as time went on, like he evolved. And sooner or later, like his head started getting bigger because his brain was getting bigger. And then by the end of the movie, he looked like a fucking alien. He had these long fingers. He didn't talk anymore. It was all like telepathy type shit. And I was like, damn, what if? I was like, what if that's like for real, like our future? You know what I mean? Like,
Well, at one point it is. I mean, they've heard it all.
Evolution.
Evolution. You know, there's going to be a point where you won't be able to lie no more.
yeah.
Whether it be, you're able to read the next dude's mind. Whether we're fucking, what do they call it? Integrate with machine,
Like Neuralink.
like Neuralink.
yeah.
It's like that's it. The line's over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No more the fibbing. No, you already know what the next person is thinking before.
That would be kind of a boring world, though. You know what I mean? If that did, because you already know, like, we wouldn't even be here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I already know what you're going to say. You ain't even got to say it.
Yeah.
That, you know what I mean?
Well, I mean, then there would be the progression. I think,
Poker would suck.
well, we don't need
Playing
for poker.
poker
Good
would
lie,
suck.
you can-
Yeah.
He's got a good poker mind. Yeah. He just blocks everything out. You know?
I was like, you're thinking about women, but God damn it, there are no women.
Like, we're just all the same now. What the hell? Fuck, he's got a full house.
He's got a full house.
I mean, who knows, bro? Like at this point, I mean, all possibilities are there.
Yeah, I think we can do a lot of shit with our mind. Like all these people that can say that they speak to the dead or whatever. Maybe they can. Like, and I have a theory on deja vu.
Okay,
So you've had deja vu?
absolutely.
Right? Whenever you're doing something like, what the fuck? I've been here before. I've done this. So they say whenever you dream at night, you have a lot of dreams, but they're only like a couple of minutes long. But you only remember one or two or whatever.
Yes,
What about those dreams that you can't remember?
they're all.
You know what I mean? What
They're
if
an alternate you.
or what if, like
Yeah.
those dreams that you can't remember, you're seeing the future. So whenever you're in that certain situation, it feels so familiar because you've already dreamt it.
Yeah.
You know what I
But
mean?
That's true.
I have kind of the same thing, but I think more of a simulation. We're living in let's just say the Matrix. Fuck it. We'll say the Matrix, where you have the deja vus, but it was a reset. Like you remember being here. Like when you update your phone, and then all of a sudden your phone starts glitching. It's like, God damn it! I updated my fucking computer, and now it's acting up.
yeah.
It's still acting like the old program. Like for some reason, it's not syncing up right. It was something you were supposed to see, or it was an upgrade that happened that all of a sudden you got reset.
Yeah.
So when that does come, it's an old memory. Because, I mean, like they say, you can erase your computer, right? You can delete it. You can reset it back to factory. But that hard drive, you can't do nothing
you
with.
can't. It's still there.
It's still there. So there's little memories, little resemblance of your old reality.
That's a good theory.
We're just like,
Yeah.
oh, I remember being here, but I'm like, you saw something you weren't supposed to. So
Yeah.
the
So
program
you
got reset.
Reset. Yeah.
Because, I mean,
That was part of your former life.
yes. And what really kicks it for me are the NPCs. I mean,
What's an NPC?
non-player character.
Oh,
Okay, you see them all the time. You never even notice them because you're not supposed to notice them.
like in video games?
Kind of like, yeah, there you go, like video games. Because you walk across them all the time. Hey, how you doing? Hi, welcome. And then he's just like, okay, that was it. That's all he has to say.
Walk
And then
into a random door.
yeah, and he just turns around and he just walks off. And I'm like, what the fuck was that?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, probably I had no reason to talk to the guy. But like I was telling you that one day, that one guy said it. He turned around, walked into the fucking door, and I was like, he just came out and she's like, hey, how you doing? And fucking walked through the door. And I'm like, the fuck?
Okay.
So I'm like, where did he go? I'm curious. Where the fuck did he go? I go and open the door, and it's a fucking storage room with nobody in it.
The fuck?
Where did this guy go? what the fuck? He just disappeared into nothingness. So, like I said, catch me sometimes, man. I'll just see the most random shit. And I feel like the Matrix or whatever this simulation that we're in pulls random memories from your life. Because like you ever, like, here's a crazy one that me and you can pretty much relate. And I'm sure if I have another number, you'd be like, hey, I used to live on that street. Or I used to fucking whatever. That used to be a combination. I grew up on a house with the address 309. What's the address to your house?
I don't know.
You're fucking lying. What's the address to your house?
309.
309. Why? Like, out of all the numbers we could possibly live and how we linked up here, it's the
Just
same.
kidding, everybody listen, it's not 309. It's like 1187 or something like that.
You're lying. I've been to
I don't
your
want
house. I
everybody-
stalk you, son.
God damn it. You see?
You never know. Or what if, like, when we die, we're reborn again? Back in, like, say if I was to die and I'd be reborn back in 1985 again, and I relive my whole life all over again. What if it's just a big?
It just, yeah. Rinse and repeat. Do it over again.
But
I didn't mean to
it's
say your
not-
address, just the number. My bad.
but say like not like a verbatim life. It's the same life. You still have the same parents, but different circumstances. Like, what if in my next life I'm a millionaire, or what if in my next life I'm a crackhead, or what if in my next life I'm just a stalker at Walmart?
Living all possibilities.
Yeah, it's all different.
Yeah.
It's just
That's
because
kind
we
of-
still have free will. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's kind of pretty much the teaching of like Hinduism, which you die and you come back. But what you're trying to do is that you learn from your previous life.
Yeah.
You know, so you just keep redoing this bitch until you get it
Until
right.
you get it right, and then you get into the kingdom.
Then
or
you
whatever.
you
Yeah.
move on, and it's kind of pretty
I've
much
heard of that.
you're just ascending on to the next shit. You know, whatever the fuck it might be.
That would suck, though, to do it over
and over. Which I guess you just don't realize it.
Wouldn't
yeah,
you don't know.
You don't know. You're just
unless you have deja vu.
There, you know, all right, y'all are talking about theories. There is a theory that I've read that has to do with the pyramids, that the pyramids are here and they're placed all over the world, and we don't see them as anything other than just ancient structures,
Power stations.
right? But the theory is they have more to do with the spirit realm than they do with the world that we're living in, and the theory is when you pass, if you're not ready to transcend, you know, like y'all were talking about with Hinduism, then they kind of form a net.
It's
for
like
your
a soul
spirit.
catcher.
Yeah, exactly. And it brings you back into the earth again, so that way you can continue until you're ready to transcend. Have you
Isn't-
heard that before?
Yeah, isn't that Scientology?
Fuck if I know. Is that what that is? I don't know.
I've heard that
It's
before.
a theory
Yeah.
that I've heard. I don't know if that's Scientology or not.
Yeah, where it was. It was a whole. I guess it had to do with like this dude named Xenu or some shit like that, and he was, I guess, in a war with some other dude, and they created the pyramids and stuff like that, and moved all these souls
I
over.
didn't bring my computer with me.
Move all these souls over to Earth and try to catch them. You know what I mean? Basically, it's a
Yeah.
soul catcher. All you do is rinse and repeat.
I've heard that, and then I've heard that back then it was like because there's some in Mexico, there's some in Egypt.
Yeah, there's some
they're everywhere. They're all over the
Shit,
world.
they're in Texas.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and supposedly they're like power stations. But back then, they like these ancient people. They had help from the gods, which were aliens or whatever.
Yeah.
Because, like how they say on certain shows, like back then they said the gods came down with chariots of fire. They didn't know what a spaceship was.
Oh, no.
They just seen what they saw and they described it the best they could for what they were living in. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, and there's also clear evidence of that because there's hieroglyphs that
Yeah,
that
with big head,
with
elongated
big headed.
head, yeah.
Not only that, like planes. You know what I mean? Or these. I don't know what you want to call them, but like a vehicle, and it's got a guy that's sitting inside this vehicle.
Yeah, it looks like a spaceship.
Yeah.
And there's ones that look like astronauts. Like there's all kinds of weird shit, and then like the pyramids in Egypt, they're lined up like with the stars on Orion's belt, and then
Yeah,
a lot of these structures like Stonehenge, and then those those fucking big ass heads that are in some not on Easter Island.
Okay.
Man, I'm gonna say Mogwai. That ain't fucking gremlins. It's something with an M, but they're all on the same latitude line. Like it's weird. Like
Yeah.
Like how would these civilizations on this side of the world build something identical on the opposite
Yes.
side of the world without even knowing?
Oh
You know what I
yeah,
mean?
the monoliths. There's monoliths that basically are what they call ley lines. Like
Yeah.
each one of these structures are on a ley line.
Yes.
That are like, what's up?
Oh, go ahead.
That I mean, when mapped out, we would think, like with our today's technology, we have to use satellites to pinpoint everything. If we wanted to build shit on ley lines, we have the technology now to do it.
But how did they do it back then?
How did they do it back then?
Like,
And this is not even a weird structure because, let's just, like this, what do they call the Black Knight satellite? They say that it's transmitting shit or it's from another planet or from somewhere else. What if it's not?
Yeah.
What if it's just really old technology that was here?
Yeah.
There's that's how they did it.
Yeah.
Before y'all get too far, Scientologists believe that through auditing a series of classes and teachings, they can free themselves of their human form and reclaim their true selves. This can help them become closer to God and unlock abilities to control life, matter, energy, space, and time. Nah, it's not exactly like the theory that I was saying, but
Yeah.
they have all these other beliefs that kind of sound close to it, though.
Yeah. Because, it was weird. Like, Mormonism was kind of weird, too.
Uh-huh.
And it's kind of like that.
Yeah.
Which I'm like, it's,
We had a Mormon on.
yeah. Jehovah's Witness.
I thought he said he was Mormon, too. We're going to have him back so we can talk
Yeah,
about
fuck
it.
yeah. It was funny as fuck.
It was Tony. Shout out to Tony.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, someone's wrong. Who's wrong? All these religious, someone's wrong.
At the end of the day, it's one God, I believe.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
You may pray to Buddha, you may pray to Muhammad or whatever, but it's the same God. That's just my beliefs.
Yes.
I can't speak for anybody else or what they believe, but that's what I believe.
Yeah.
There's one God. He sent his son to die for us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
Like I said,
all other religions, they kind of follow certain things like that.
Mm-hmm.
But that's just my belief. I believe that there's just one
yeah.
God.
Like I've said it before. I'm not religious.
Yeah.
I'm spiritual.
Mm-hmm.
I have a whole different belief. Well, not a different belief. I just think that there is one God.
Mm-hmm.
There is whoever is it might be, but I think he's too big to pay attention to the small shit, the really, really tiny shit. Like us, yes, maybe as creatures he does care about us, but like all the other bullshit that comes with it, there's not.
It's free will.
Yeah, it's free will. None of that. You're fucking up my teachings. Just be good to one another. That's all you got to be, man.
Like there's 10 laws. This is what it is.
Yeah, and it's moral laws, man. Everybody, even if you had, and this is just my opinion, even if you had never read the Bible, even if you had no basis on your morality, I think everybody would know what right and wrong is.
Yeah.
You don't take someone else's shit. You don't kill nobody.
Yeah.
Because you wouldn't want that shit done to you, so you wouldn't do it to somebody else.
Yep. Nobody has to tell you don't kill somebody or don't do this.
It's kind of a given.
Yeah.
It's a given. Even though
The golden rule.
There you go.
Yeah.
Even though some people, they're just people are people, and you're like, yeah, well,
Some people are just pieces of shit.
there's a lot of them.
That's life.
There's
Unfortunately.
a lot of them. There's a couple in this room.
Damn. Whoa.
Damn.
I was like, wait a minute, there's only 4 of us in this room.
That means half of us are pieces of shit.
Oh, shit, man. Wow. I went religious with it.
Yeah, I don't know where, but I love it though because you need to know other people's perspective, right?
Yeah,
for
for sure.
I think it'd be cool as fuck. If somebody like, yeah, I worship Satan.
Oh shit!
Okay,
Well, how
tell
is
me
that
more.
working for you?
Exactly.
The Dark Lord. Blah blah. Blah. Oh shit! Yeah, we're done now.
I'm like, can you stop with the chanting? We're having a podcast here.
Like, hold on. I need to draw a pentagram on the floor and light these candles.
I'm
and then
like,
we can start.
unless you're paying that deposit, motherfucker, you ain't doing
I
shit.
burn my building down. But no, I believe in God, and like I didn't used to. Like there was one time in my life I was fucking up so bad, and my mom would tell me, "You needed this. There ain't no such thing as God, and fuck that, and blah blah blah."
Yeah.
If there was a God, why would I be in this situation? Because of me. That's why.
Yeah.
And I realized that later on. I was like, God don't put you in bad situations. God don't give you. It's free will. You know what I mean? Like God didn't put me in jail. God didn't make me a fuck up. God didn't make me an alcoholic to where I didn't know how to handle my liquor and started doing dumb shit. Like that was me. You know what I mean? And now I'm older and I realize that. Now I kind of live a different life because if I didn't, I wouldn't be where I'm at. You know what I mean?
How's that though? How's that going for you?
Good.
Good. I mean, I know some people. I mean, when you sit there and talk about them, I'm bad. Oh, okay.
Can you do me a favor? And yeah, there you go. I'll just switch it to my flip. Hey, how's it going, everybody? There we go. All right, go ahead.
I forgot what the fuck I was talking about. I was probably bullshit.
You said, how's it going? And I said, good.
Sobriety.
Sobriety?
Not drinking.
Well, just your whole after that, your whole after, I guess, I mean, obviously it's working out because you're doing good. You got your own shot.
I had a bunch of eye openers.
I feel bad now. We're all over here drinking. This is twice that we've done this.
He's used to it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm used to it.
We'll go casinos or whatever. He'll.
I
sip
cheered
on
the
his
last
tea
guy
or-
for his sobriety while I holding a fucking beer. I was
You
like,
sure did.
cheers to sobriety.
Cheers.
Badass. I mean, I'm not like totally on the way. Like I'll have a beer here and there or whatever, but like
You've learned.
it's very, very hard for me to put it down. Like if I drink one and I start feeling a buzz, I want more. I don't know how to quit. So what I do, like if I go to a restaurant and I get a drink or a mixed drink or whatever, and I start feeling that, I'll pour ketchup in the bitch, or I'll put salt in it or pepper to fuck it up, so I won't keep
Right off the
drinking
bat.
it. Yeah, and then server will come by and be like, "Is there? Yeah, just I don't want anymore. I'm done. Like I do it for a reason."
Yeah.
But there was a time like I couldn't stop. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And people hit rock bottom. Like I hit rock bottom. There was a time that I was so bad, and I didn't give a fuck. You know what I mean? I was just out looking for a piece of ass and to get fucked up. Mm-hmm. My parents got tired of my bullshit. The chick I was with, we had split up. I didn't have nowhere to go. So guess where I stayed? In the city park under the bridge for, I think it was like 3 nights, I think. A cousin of mine let me borrow a tent, and I pitched a tent right there under the bridge.
Under the bridge.
No shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
That sucked.
That's pretty rock bottom.
Yeah, that really fucking sucked. And I kept fucking up on my probation that I was on, and finally they got tired of my shit. They sent me to ISF, which is the Intermediate Sanction Facility in Henderson, Texas. And at the time, I took it as a joke. I was pissed off. Oh, man, that's fucked up. Y'all going to lock me up. Y'all ain't going to change me. I'm still going to come out. I'm still going to do what the fuck I want. Bullshit.
Yeah.
Whenever I got over there, I went 2 weeks without speaking to anybody that I knew. Because they have, whenever you're in a TDC facility, you have to put people's names and numbers on something. They have to approve all that shit. Once it's approved, then you get a PIN number to use the phone. It was 2 weeks. I didn't know anybody over there. That was the most humiliating, fucked up part of my life over there. And when I first got there, I still kind of took it as a joke. But the first month that I was there, my parents had went to go visit me, and they took my kids. And at the time, my daughters were probably 7 or 8, and my son was 3 or 4. That was so hard because we were sitting at a table. They were on one side of the table. I was on the other side of the table. We could hold hands, but that was it. They couldn't hug me. They couldn't nothing.
Yeah.
And whenever they left, they were crying. They wanted me to go with them. My son especially, he didn't understand what the hell was going on. Excuse me. From that point, I was like, fuck this. I don't never want my kids to see me in this kind of position ever again. Yeah. So that was a big eye-opener. And
I did not know.
that one was, it was called MTC. It was called Management Training Corporation. It was a private-owned prison, but it was ran by TDC. Like, it was TDC boss man, boss ladies, whatever. It was.
Do you know what TDC is?
No.
So that is actual prison. That is Texas Department of Criminal Justice.
Oh, okay.
And they have different divisions of it, but I mean, if you're under the TDC blanket, you're part of the prison system, even if it's a program like ISF.
Like ISF, and I got a TDC number, and it's not something that I'm proud of. I'm not bragging about it, but being there was a blessing in disguise because I feel like if my probation officer wouldn't have sent me there, if they would have gave me house arrest or some other little piddly slap on the wrist,
You'd be right back.
I would have kept doing what I was doing.
So, with I guess speaking on that, what would your advice be to somebody? I'm not the person that's going through the problems. You know, everyone else around them, because there's people that of course we all seen them that you want to help them. God damn, you want to help them. You want them to get their shit straight, and it's like talking to a wall sometimes. And like what I call them sometimes, because I'm like, you reach to the point where there's nothing you can do. Now you're just enabling the shit that they're doing. So do you think that? I mean, talking to those I guess those people. I guess more or less
situations.
Yeah. Well, not even them. I'm talking about the
people that are around them.
People are around them. What would you tell them? Is like, hey man, just you got to let them hit rock bottom.
Yep.
You got. Yeah.
Yes. Like, and I've told my kids, I was like, if y'all ever end up in jail, I ain't getting y'all's asses out.
Yeah.
Y'all can sit in there, because whenever I kept fucking up, and a lot of my charges was driving while license invalid or whatever, because I didn't have a license, it was suspended. I still kept driving, and a bunch of other fucked up shit. But I always knew, I can call my dad, he'll get me out.
Yeah.
I can call my grandma, she'll get me out. My mom, hell no. Hell no. You're staying in there, you fucked up, you stay in there now.
Yeah.
Well, let me talk to dad. And then Yeah, he'd go down there with the bondsman and get my ass out. So I already knew in my head,
You had a way out.
yeah, I have a way out.
Yeah.
But whenever you realize you don't have a way out, that's going to be your life. Yeah. You know what I mean? That you're going to be in there, and you can tell somebody till you're blue in the face, hey, don't do this, don't do that, or you need to stop drinking, or you need to stop doing drugs, or you need to stop going here, you need to stop going there. They're not going to change unless they want to, because that was me. I'm speaking for myself.
Yeah.
But like I didn't, and my parents told me stuff. My parents raised me right. I chose to do wrong on my own. But they'd always tell me, no, hell no. I wanted to be cool and hang out with all these fucked up people that still to this day, those people that I hung out with back then,
Still the same situation.
they're still living the same life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like there's this sermon that Joel Osteen said, and it's 100% true. Like he's like, you can't expect to soar with eagles if you're flying around with buzzards. Like if you want to see where you're going to be at in 5 years, look at the people around you.
Yes.
If you're hanging around five, he didn't say this, but if you're hanging around 5 crackheads, guess what? You're probably going to be the 6th one.
6 crackhead.
You're hanging around 5 CEOs. Hey, guess what? You might be the 6th one. So like, if somebody's doing something like anything positive, it's going to rub off on you, and vice versa with anything bad. Like, I'd go to parties and be like, oh man, here, let's do this or let's do that. Fuck it, all right, cool. Y'all are doing it. Y'all are the cool people. No, they're really not. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I didn't realize that until it was too late.
Yeah. You didn't see it until the fucking veil was pulled up over your eyes. You're just like, oh shit, okay.
Yeah. But would I take any of that back? Nope.
No.
If I had a chance to relive it, I'd do the exact same way.
It's the experience.
Yes.
It made you who you are right now.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Because now I know, like, oh shit, don't do that or don't hang around these kind of people. Like those people that I used to hang out with, I still see them. I'm still cool with them. I'll say hi or whatever, but I don't go out of my way to hang out with them. Like I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
I've had some.
do that.
I've had a lot of the similar situations too, as well, and we've had the conversation on the podcast, and I said the same thing too. It's like, we've looked back at it now, and I was like, I don't think I would change it. I mean, yeah, it sucks everything that happened, but
But it made you who you
made
are.
me who I am right now.
Everything happens for a reason.
Yeah.
And
So,
in a way, I feel like maybe I had to go through all that. Maybe that was just part of my path. It's like that's what it was supposed to happen. Unfortunately, I had to deal with some crazy shit, but that's what gave me the fabric to become of what I am.
And I think there's some people that just got to hear that. You're just like, dude, you have to let them go. You have to. You've done as much as you could for them, and now it's on them.
Yeah.
I mean, I know it fucking hurts because I mean, if it was my kid, it'd hurt.
Oh, absolutely.
It hurt me to my core, But I'm like, the only way you're going to get out of this is if you see the bottom
and you make that decision yourself and be like,
to get out. Yeah.
I don't want to live this life. And I have cousins, they're in their 60s. They're still going in and out of prison. Like, y'all really like that shit? Like, fuck that.
Yeah.
Like, I remember whenever I was in that facility, it was embarrassing. It was, I don't know. It's just, it's fucked up because I'd be in the shower and they'd have random count times.
Oh, yeah.
It's not like county jail.
No.
It's not like county whenever they do their shift change.
What are count times?
So that's ran just like TDC. That's exactly how it is. Even if you're taking a shower, count time is everything stops. Count time is they need to count every person on the entire unit and account for you being present in that moment. Okay. That's how they know that you're there. Make sure you didn't escape or you're not somewhere you're not supposed to be or some shit like that. So if you're in the middle of taking a shower, guess what?
You stop,
and I don't know how it was where you're at, but where we were at, there is no shower curtains.
Nope.
So you're just standing there butt naked.
It's a big ass room, a little bit bigger than this. Shower heads on the wall, and I'd be in there showering, and I hear count time. Fuck. Really? And I turn. Guess what? It was a female boss lady.
Always, every time.
And then she'd be like, "You in the shower? What's your bunk number?" And I'd turn all the way around. 54. Turn your ass around. I could give you a case for that shit. Bitch, you know what you're coming into? Like, really? Or either that, I'd be in the shower, or I'd be sitting on the toilet. And like where the toilets were at, there was a wall of toilets, and then across from the toilets there was a wall, maybe 4 foot high with all the sinks. There was no privacy. You're just sitting on the toilet, and then count time. Really?
Yeah.
And then
where I was at, don't try to like cover yourself up either, because then they can sit there and say, especially if it's a female,
that
you were playing with yourself, and then you get a new charge, which makes you a sex offender.
Yep.
No shit.
Yeah, that's a free world case.
The last thing you fucking want.
God,
so just stand there like this.
Such a fucking.
You like what you see.
Yeah.
No, don't even say that.
Yeah.
That's another thing too. Yeah.
Because whenever I turned around, she's like, "I could give you a case for that shit." Well, oh, sorry.
Oh, they're quick on that shit.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then I remember one time, and it was weird. It's not like county. Like, they would give you, like, you'd get your pass or whatever, go to medical or whatever. They'd let you go by yourself. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, that's weird. Well, one time I thought it was a good idea. I was coming back from medical because I had to go take an STD test because before I got locked up, I was with some nasty bitches. But that's a story for a little later. But so I was coming back.
Tune in 10 minutes.
Yeah. For the rest of the story. But I was coming back. Well, there was a corridor, and then there was a door to go outside, and then there was like a little hallway, but it was all fenced. There was a rec yard on one side and a rec yard on the other side. So whenever I was coming out that one door, the other door going in the other dorm building, these other guys were coming out, and we were wearing. They looked like scrubs. We were in maroons, and then there was other guys in yellows. The actual TDC people that were from other TDC prisons, they were in white. But all the probation ISF people, we were in maroon. Well, there was some other guys from another dorm going to rec. And I was like, huh. So I walked in with them, and I went to rec. I didn't know any of those fucking people. Like, man, whenever they were coming back, you had to give them your ID. Or you had to give them your ID to go out there, and then they'd give it to you whenever you're going back. And they looked at my ID, and it said my dorm A9 or whatever. Like, this isn't you fell in with something. You're out of place, blah, blah. So they gave me an out-of-place case. I lost my commissary. I couldn't go to rec anymore. And I was like, oh, fucking well. But yeah.
Really?
Yep. Out of place case. Damn, that's crazy.
Yep.
I haven't heard that in so fucking long. It's like
Bring back
some fucked up ass memories. Yeah.
That was
No more locked doors.
no more. I'm bilingual. There's a difference. That was 11 years ago. And I think I've came a long way in 11 years.
For sure, man.
If
Yeah,
somebody
man.
would have asked me 12 or 13 years ago, hey, where do you see yourself in 10 years? In prison
Yeah.
or on the streets. I didn't think much of myself. You know what I mean? I thought that's how my life was going to be.
Yeah.
And at the time, I didn't give a fuck. But whenever I got out, I met my wife. And we dated for like 2 years before we got married. Got her pregnant and have a little girl that I love more than anything. But I think if it wasn't for her too, I wouldn't be where I'm at either. Like she's not like the bitches that I used to fuck with. She's not a whore. She doesn't go out. She doesn't drink. She doesn't do nothing. She goes to work and she goes home. She takes care of the home. Like she's a good person.
Yeah.
The women that I fucked with before, fuck no, they were a bunch of bar flies spreading their legs for anybody, and I didn't give a shit because it was easy. I was like, shit, I can get me some too. That's all I cared about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but
Yeah. Goddamn. I have a boring fucking life.
well, you need to do something about that, sir.
Yeah.
Drink 2 more of those. We're gonna take you
drink 2
somewhere.
more of those, and yeah.
God damn. Because, yeah, no, I have a boring life.
No,
You don't.
just you made
No,
you just made
there's
different
no-
you just made different
better
choices.
choices, yeah.
Which that's I remember my dad told me that when I was younger, and it didn't even like I was such a fucking badass fucking kid. When he told me, he was like, life is about choices. Choices and your consequences. He was like, you make the right choices and you're going to get the consequences that you want.
Yeah.
You know, and then the opposite happens if you make the wrong choices. I was like,
I try to tell my kids that, man. I'm like, that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
I'm like, the decisions you make today may not affect tomorrow, may not affect you in a year, but could in 5 or 10.
It's a butterfly effect.
Yeah.
Yep.
A little bitty
For
ripple
sure.
can turn
No,
into
that's for
something
damn
big
sure.
way later on.
Yeah.
It's all about the decisions you make. And you may not think, oh, this ain't relevant for shit. But yeah, no, later on, it could affect you some way, somehow. I believe everything happens for a reason.
Yeah.
Yep.
And a lot of times as humans, we're like, man, what the fuck? Why can't I this or why that? Or
Why can't I ever
fuck.
catch a break?
Yeah, or fuck, I'm late for work and I got a flat tire. There's a reason for that. Like,
For the longest time, I felt like I was stuck in a rut. Like, it didn't matter what the fuck I did. I was just turning my wheels. Wasn't going nowhere. I was just stuck in the same fucking spot. And I don't know, like, it took me to get into even more shit before I was able to, like, oh, this is bottom. And then I was able to climb myself out.
Yeah.
But I just couldn't. In my mind, I felt like I was just stuck right here until I fell further down. And then, like, oh, I had to hit all the way down and then climb back up.
Well, a lot of that is that manifestation, man. Like I can't ever catch a break. Why can I ever get ahead? Why can I ever? And it's always just that repeating your shit in your head.
mm-hmm.
So
It's the laws of attraction.
Yeah, man. And you start doing the shit that you're talking about. You start doing those actions. You start
Believing the fucked up shit
Exactly.
that you're thinking, and then you end up doing the fucked up shit. Like, you wake up, fuck today, man. Today's gonna be a fucked up day.
I'm like,
guess
yep.
what? You're probably gonna have a fucked up day.
Yeah.
you wake up, man, you know what? I'm going to get this done. Man, today's going to be a good day. I'm going to be productive, and you're probably going to have
Probably have a good day. There's a saying, and I've read it in a book. Your mind is a fucking powerful thing. So the things that you put into your mind create the beliefs that you have. The thoughts, they become thoughts, and then your thoughts become actions.
Yeah.
And that's the way that goes. I mean, it's true. I found it to be true. And just like you said right now, if you wake up and you're telling yourself already you're going to have a fucked up day, well, guess what?
You're going to have
exactly
a
what's
fucked
going
up
to
day.
happen.
Because you can find every fucking reason to make it a bad day. Every fucking reason. Yep. And yeah, because I mean, I'd like to get deeper into it, but you know, I was in my own shit, and not in that way, you know, but just always thinking negative, man.
So how old are your kids?
My kids are 19, 17, 14, and 10.
You have any kids?
I have a 23-year-old.
21, 20.
Yeah,
how old are your kids?
2 19-year-olds, a 15-year-old, a 9-year-old, and my stepson's 18.
So do you
How about
think
yourself?
Myself, I have 4 kids.
You have 4
I have
kids.
3 boys and my daughter. They range between, let me see, Pablo's. I think he's about 34 and my daughter's about 27. So they range in there.
Okay.
But the older I get, right, my kids, of course, they get married, they move off, they have their own relationships, their own house. And so, you know, you were mentioning earlier just a while ago that you give them advice, you want them to listen to you, correct? But do you think they do listen to you?
No. Maybe 10% of the shit that I say.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. They're teenagers. That
They're
know
going to do what they want.
It's like I said, what my dad told me about, you know, your choices. At the time, it just didn't. It was just like in one ear and out the other. Older, and now I look back and I'm like, oh yeah,
you were right.
yeah.
So what do you? Oh, okay. So you think now the advice he gave you, he was correct?
Yes,
Yes.
absolutely,
Absolutely, right?
Yeah. I mean, because like what I try to do when I sit there and explain shit to my kids, you know, I try to put myself in their shoes. When I was young, I'm like, I got good 30 seconds. I'm going to get all the important shit out at the very beginning.
Yeah, because after that, they lose
after that,
interest.
yeah, they're going to check out. Because they have this mentality of like, oh, here we go.
Yep.
Oh, what the fuck? Now he's going to tell me like he's got it all, you know, like not really, because they don't take
It's
it
like
as
TikTok.
advice.
You gotta get it in
Yes.
real quick.
Right away.
And they don't
Yeah.
take it as advice. They take it like I'm telling them to, you know, instead of taking it as advice or taking it as
You're talking shit.
Yeah, there you go. Like I'm more chastising, you know. So what I try to do at the very beginning, just get all my shit out. Get everything that I need to say, get it out. Now, I know sometimes it can be a detriment, you know what I mean? Because sometimes it comes out harsh.
Yeah.
And I try not to be harsh, but I'm like, I'm trying to hit you with all the important shit because I know you're fixing to check out on me. Because I did that to my dad.
Yeah.
You know, I was like, oh, fuck out. Here we go.
Again, God,
You know.
man, really, like,
Yeah. And then
I already know this shit. Okay,
there you go.
I know. Like,
that shit.
no.
And that annoys the fuck out of me. I was like, no, you don't know. I was like, look, I've been your age. You haven't been mine.
Exactly.
You know, so I don't. Yes, you got to do your fuck ups, but the big fuck ups, I'm trying to save you from
doing them.
from doing.
Yeah. Or you want them to learn from your mistakes.
Yes.
Correct.
Yeah.
And sometimes you can't. Sometimes you can be like, look, you got to eat it.
Yeah.
You got to eat this
gotta
one.
eat
Figure it out.
Yeah.
And you got to let them learn.
Yeah, let 'em
Oh,
fall
you
on
got
their
to,
face.
man. And even then, I mean, they're gonna fuck up. They're of course, it's just human nature. They're gonna fuck up. And I mean, I've had this talk with my wife about it because I know one of them's gonna fuck up.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm like, I just gotta hold that. I gotta not chastise them when they do it. And it's hard for me. It's hard for me to be like,
you hold back?
I try to hold back. You know, because that's
Yeah.
it.
I don't.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck. Like,
Yeah,
because
he don't give a fuck.
I don't. I'll tell my kids some fucked up shit, and it's true. Like, y'all don't
Yeah.
like it. Hey, this is the God honest truth. Like,
Yeah.
and like one
Sometimes
of my
that's
daughters,
necessary.
Yeah, like one of my daughters, she scares me because like her mentality is my mentality.
Oh,
Like,
so
to
yeah.
the fucking T. And I'm like, man, I hope she don't. I don't think she will, but some of the shit she does, it's like, damn, the way she thinks or the way she says shit, it's me. And
Yeah.
her mom despises her for that part of her because she's like, you're just like your dad.
Damn it.
Yeah.
In a way, it's good. Like the funny part and goofy part, yeah. But like, she picked up bad habits, which I hope she got rid of. But it was me.
Yeah.
Like, quit, and I tell her like, man, don't do this or don't do that or look out for this. No, I already know, and it's not like that. And but it is like that. You're just stupid and you don't see it.
Yeah.
But
You're not seeing it from my perspective.
yeah,
Yeah.
like I said, I have to try to understand where they're coming from. Because I remember whenever I was 18 and
you
with
couldn't tell me
certain-
shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
when certain people, my mom would tell me, "You do this and this is gonna happen." No, it's not, Mom. No, it's not. You don't know anything. You haven't lived yet. Yeah.
Is
You
that
know
just
what I mean?
is that just being is that just part of being a kid?
coming of
I mean,
age, man.
We just have that, and I know better than everybody else. You can't tell me shit because literally, I mean,
I don't
you
think all
couldn't
kids are
tell
like
me
that.
shit either.
Yeah.
I was gonna do what the fuck I was gonna do.
Yeah.
I think the majority of kids are.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like you can't just tell them shit.
Yeah.
So would
You
you,
know.
find yourself telling your parents, not lying, but telling them what they wanted to hear?
Yes.
Hey, where were
Oh,
you
yeah.
at yesterday? Oh, I was with Nick.
Mm-hmm.
You weren't at Nick's. You're at the fucking bar drinking, and you're not even old enough.
Mm-hmm.
But you wouldn't tell them that.
No. Yeah, I would tell them what I knew would keep me from getting in trouble. That way, I can keep,
Exactly,
keep
yeah.
doing what I was.
And that's what's funny now. We'll be sitting down, we try to have family dinner once or twice a month. And my goddamn kids be sitting at the table and they be telling the truth now because it don't
Yeah.
matter. They all
Yeah.
like, what the fuck you mean you were sneaking out of the fucking
That's
back
exactly
window
what
or-
happens now. Yeah.
What the hell? I had no idea. I'd fucking working at night and come home in the morning and sleep all day, because I worked at night.
Yeah.
I had my daughter. We had my daughter on the podcast, and she actually had told the story already to us before. But she was like, she told it to us. She was like, so I had given her a 2-door Tahoe as her high school vehicle, right? She wanted my other truck, but I was like, as long as you don't mess up the Tahoe, you can have my other truck. She actually ended up messing up the Tahoe and still got the other truck. But she wrecked it. She ran it into a fire hydrant.
Oh,
right?
shit.
But the story she told me at the time was that a dog had ran out in front of her and that she had swerved to miss it and hit a fire hydrant. Not till years later, matter of fact, it was last year,
Yeah.
that she we were having a Halloween party at my house, and she came over, and of course we were playing cards and everybody was hanging out, and she decided to go ahead and tell the story because what am I going to do?
What are you gonna
She's
do
out of the
now?
house
Yeah,
anyway.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, what are you gonna do? Ground her now?
So the real story, and then I made her retell the story on the podcast, which made it even funnier because now everybody knows. But the real story is they were doing the Kiki challenge. You remember that?
oh, I
You get
remember
out
that.
while the car's
walk-
rolling.
Rolls
Key,
by
key,
the-
do you
Do you
love-
love me? Yeah, I remember that shit.
Holy, and she hit the hydrant.
Yep.
You gotta get back in the
shit.
car, right?
Yes. Yes. They're lucky they didn't fucking die because
Yes.
she actually got drugged a little bit trying to get back
Trying to
into
get
the
back in.
Because you know how the car is, you
It
got
goes
to
by
drive.
itself, yeah.
It's catching speed.
Yeah.
You so it's like, oh fuck. Now the car's rolling too fast to get in.
God damn.
Yeah, it folded the bumper in half.
Oh, yeah.
It bent the what do you call the core support. It fucked up the condenser. It fucked up the radiator. Didn't
Damn,
fuck
man.
up the
Hit
hood.
it pretty good,
It hit
yeah.
it pretty good. Yeah, hit it pretty damn good. It actually shifted the fender on the driver's side. It shifted it so that way now when you open whenever you open
Clunk,
it, yep.
clunk.
So it, needless to say, it needed some work. I had a friend that used to deal in parts, and I got all the parts off of him, and then I had another buddy put it all on for me, and then I ended up just selling it. It just wasn't going to be the same after that.
Yeah, but I mean the amount because we've had the conversations with like my parents, and they're just like, "I'm sorry, you did what? Oh, hold on, sit down. It's about to get fucking
Yeah.
crazy."
Here, have a beer first.
Yeah, you're gonna need. Actually, you have two. You're gonna need both of them.
So, was it who listens more, your daughter or your sons?
My daughter.
Your daughter?
My kids. I'll be honest. I mean, I raised my kids in a bubble.
Okay.
Like I didn't make sure they didn't go without. They have their friends, but I had I don't want to say particular friends. Like we would kind of,
Call them out.
yeah, we would call them out. You know what I mean? We hang hang around these parents just so I know I'm moving you over to these other sets of kids that I think they have their head on a little bit.
Better, yeah.
Was it right? No. I know in hindsight, now that I see it, no, it wasn't right because she started working at Henry's and she's like, oh shit, she was in a whole culture shock. She's like, fuck, there's like girls that are 20 something years old with 4 baby daddies and all kinds of shit. And she was just like, and everybody in the kitchens are felons and shit like that. So I kept her. She's like, oh shit, I didn't realize I grew up in a bubble.
Yeah.
You
The
know,
world's
so
a fucked up place.
yeah, it is a fucked up place. I'm glad I did it to a point, but then I did kind of deprive her raising, her growing up with those type of people. You know what I mean? My type of people. Those are me.
That's what we grew up with.
Yeah, that's what I grew up with.
Yeah.
So I kind of saw myself. I was like, I don't want you doing the shit that I did. So we kind of, we friended.
And I understand because you don't want your kids to be subject to some fucked up shit or
Yeah.
fucked up people because nowadays you can't trust people.
No.
You know what I mean?
And unfortunately, on my side, they're naive to that.
Yeah.
So they could be. They're gullible enough to be taken advantage of
Yeah.
should that happen. You
Like
know?
there's nasty, sorry fucked up people in
Oh,
this
fuck,
world. You
there's
know
a
what I mean?
lot.
And they won't think twice about hurt, and especially little girls. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just like, did you let your daughter stay at my house whenever Alyssa and Mariah had their? It was a sleepover when they turned 13,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was weird for me because I had all these kids. I was like, "What the fuck? Like these parents actually trust us?
Yeah.
Like,
I'll
we
be
could
honest.
murderers. Like,
I'll be honest. I drove through the neighborhood probably about 3 times.
oh, you told me you're like, yeah, I think I looked you up on Facebook and all this shit.
yeah. Because
Yeah.
I mean, I did. Remember my
And
kids,
you got
bro.
to, you know what I mean? Yeah, that's your daughter. You know, what I mean? Like,
and-
I would have did the same thing. Like, who's this fucking Oscar Rivero guy?
Yeah,
Who is he? Let's see. Let's find out.
Yeah. Who is he? And I kind of backpedaled a little bit because I was like, "Who is this guy?" And then I started seeing someone like I was like, "Oh, we kind of grew up with the same type of people. We didn't hang around with each other, but I knew the people that you hung around with.
Yeah.
you know. So I was like, "Oh man, god damn it," you know.
Well,
but
he lives in a good neighborhood, but
well, we used to live. I mean, we used to live a little bit down the street, but I did. I think that night I went around the neighborhood probably 3 times that night.
yeah, because I think you told me that whenever you picked her up the next day or something.
Yeah, because
I
I'm
was
like, it
oh,
just.
okay, yeah, that's
Yeah.
understandable. Like I would have did the same thing. Like,
Yeah, I think I went through it once after I dropped her off, like an hour later, and then like 2 hours later, and then about 4 hours later after that.
Yeah.
Because I think it was her first one.
Yeah.
You know, and I wanted to make sure because she's not going to call me. She's going to be like, "Dad, I don't,
I don't know
I'm
what's
scared,
going
you
on."
know, or whatever, you
yeah,
know."
they're
So,
lighting all kinds of candles, and there's a star on the floor, and I don't know what they're doing.
yeah. Well, here's the crazy part. I was a little bit older than she was, and I tell you, this is how it happened. I ended up going to this party, right? And it wasn't really a party. It was a sleepover that a little bit older. I think we're 16, 17 years old, right? So we went to this girl's house, and I started, like, I didn't know anybody there. I started making out with this white girl, you know, and having a fucking grand old time in the front yard.
Right.
And her mom did exactly what I did. She drove around the neighborhood. Well, she saw a flock of fucking kids
Yeah.
in the front yard. And she gets off. She's fucking mad, bro, because there's a party going on.
Yeah.
And she calls her fucking daughter, and she can't hear. I got my fucking hands around her. You know, I'm making out with this chick, you know? And then she hears the muffler, and she kind of grabs my hand. She pulls it down. She's like, "Oh, my God, that's my mom." I was like, "What the fuck?" You know, she looks up, and boy, her mom just chews us all out. You know what I mean?
dang.
And I'm like, "Oh, this is what these fucking kids do."
Like that. Okay.
So I'm like, I'm making trips.
Yeah.
I was like, because I'm that, you know, I want to be that mom.
Yeah.
I'm like, look, you little
Let
motherfuckers.
me
You
find out. Did you see
Yeah.
a fucking party in this bitch? Like,
yeah, you know, my boys, I wouldn't mind. My daughter, I
that's
was like,
yeah, it's kind of different,
Oh,
but
yeah.
at the same time too, there's sick fucks that prey on little boys. You know
Oh
what I
yeah,
mean?
Yep.
But I don't know. Like me, I wouldn't. Like I remember whenever my daughters were younger, can we go over here? Like if they were with me for that weekend, can we go to? Nope.
Yeah.
Nope. Like I'm very protective like that. My little girl, my youngest, she's 9. I'll be damned if she gets 13 years old and goes to a sleepover. Hell no.
Yeah. Ugh.
Like I don't know. I don't trust people. Like
Well, you shouldn't.
yeah.
I was.
And you
There was
hear
this story that happened either this morning or yesterday. Right, there was a family. They stopped at a fucking truck stop, and I can't remember. I think it was in Louisiana. They stop at a fucking truck stop, and they're going to use the restroom. So the mom takes off. She walks in with the 2 kids, and it's I think a daughter, 2 daughters, and they walk into the fucking store. Right, so she's like, "I'm gonna go in there with them." No, it was a son, the son and a daughter. So she's like, tells the son, "You know, I'm gonna go buy whatever I'm gonna buy. Right, so take your sister to the restroom." So they go to the fucking restroom. While she's out there shopping, it must have been a big store because they didn't see each other.
yeah.
She walks out and she sees the older child. I think it was a son that walks out, and she's like, "Where's your sister?" She's like, "I thought she was with you." You know, she's like, "I don't know. She was with you." She walked into the. She's like, "Well, I was done, so I figured when she was already done, she just walked out to meet you." You know, so she's like, "Well, what the fuck?" Walks into the restroom. And she's in there, she's calling her name. "Hey, where are you at? You know, are you in here?" And she hears nothing. She's like, "What the fuck? Why?" But it's quiet. There's no one else in there. So she's walking to the stalls and she calls on him again, and you hear,
Oh, what the fuck?
yeah, bro. Well, anyways, she goes up to this fucking stall, right, that was closed. She looks under and she sees a grown set of feet and little feet. She's like, "What the fuck?" So she's like, no, that's her daughter.
That bitch.
She busted that fucking door down, bro. That little girl, they already changed the clothes into boys' clothes and cut her fucking hair off.
What the fuck?
God damn.
Yeah, she was fixing to kidnap her.
Wow.
But he's like, I'm gonna make her unrecognizable
That's some
and
shit.
walk out. And I think this happened in I want to say yesterday.
What?
Yeah,
No
yesterday
shit.
in Louisiana.
Damn. See, like, and I've read shit like that people do fucked up shit like that. So like, my little girl, she's 9. She wants to be independent, right? I don't care where the fuck we're at. We're at a restaurant. She's and that's her thing. So like every restaurant we go to, I need to go to the bathroom. No,
Yes,
you just want to
yeah.
see what it looks like. Like you just went before we left the house. But anyways, but I always tell my wife, go with her. Like don't let her go by herself. Or I'll tell one of my older daughters, go with her, because you never know. There could be somebody waiting in the bathroom. You know what I mean? Preying on people or kids.
Yeah,
or
some dude
whatever.
in there who identifies as a woman.
Yeah. It's
That too?
Bam.
It's ma'am,
Yep.
sir.
Yep.
It's a fucking dark world, man. And I did, like I said, there was a lot of the sheltering that I did that I wish I didn't. I didn't. Maybe not to the extent that I did.
Yeah.
You know, because I was trying to protect them, but then again, I left them real blinded to how the world really is. I mean, yeah, you see news articles and stuff like that, but
I mean,
You never figure it's going to happen to you.
Yeah.
Or,
Exactly,
You know
until
what I
it
mean?
does.
And until, like, oh shit. Like, and like my wife, like she tells my daughter like about sexual harassment or rape. Like she knows about all that stuff. Like if somebody does this or does that, you yell, like make it be known, like make a scene.
yeah,
Because you know what I mean? Like you can't trust people or whatever.
Yeah.
But she tries to teach her the best that she can to stand up for herself and advocate for herself.
Yeah, I told my daughter, I was like, look, I know you get to a point, fight them off as much as you can, but get a hold of them balls, man. That motherfucker will crumble on you quick as fuck.
Yep.
You crumble, you fucking grab, and you start yanking. I do whatever the fuck you need to do. Because goddamn, some people, it's a weird world, man. And I don't know what. Maybe has it always been like this, or has it been exacerbated?
it's always been
I
like
think
this.
it's always been like this, and like
been
with
like
the internet and
Now you just
social
hear
media,
more of it.
Yeah, you just see more of it now, and it's like, oh my god, I can't believe that San Angelo's getting worse. No, it's probably been like that since the 80s or 90s or whatever. Like there was fucked up shit back then too. You know,
You just hear about it a lot more. That's all it is.
over podcasts.
Over podcasts. People listen to this like, fuck San Angelo.
Oh my god.
Damn,
We're
it's
never going to
horrible.
go there for vacation.
Leave on probation.
Yeah.
That's
Come
the
back,
saying here.
what was it? And come back on revocation.
Oh, there you go.
So I hope we answered your answer or your question.
Yeah. It was who listens better, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, your daughter. You know, my boys, they listen to me pretty good. I don't know for how long, how many seconds or minutes or whatever, but my boys were easy. My daughter, man, opinionated as fuck.
Oh yeah.
She'll let me know, but I think she's a lot like me, so I understand.
Yeah.
You know, but my boys were easy. My boys were gravy. My daughter though,
Yeah.
she's a handful.
Yeah, that's
I
how
don't know.
my
I feel sorry for her husband, but he does a good job. He's a good kid.
Mine's mean. Mine's mean to her boyfriends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like you then, probably.
Oh yeah, I'm mean to my boyfriend. Yeah, it's just. I mean, sometimes I gotta tell her, "Yo, would you just chill the fuck out? God damn, why you don't really understand why you're so hard on him? You know, like fuck. You didn't see that from me. I didn't treat your mom that way. You know, because I didn't. I never treated Amy with any fucking form of disrespect. None. I never cussed him.
Well, in a way, you kind of showed her probably what a man is supposed to be like. So,
Right. Which
know
we
what I
all
mean?
should.
yeah.
Which we all should.
We try, but sometimes God, they get mouthy.
You know, honestly, they don't. Man,
Talk about the wives. The wives get mouthy.
Oh, the kids get mouthy too sometimes. What'd you say, huh?
Yeah. No, I mean, I try. I mean, I do what I think is right. You know, I can't speak for anybody else. And like I said, I'm gonna say my way is right. It's just it worked
It's
for
your
me.
way.
Yeah, it worked.
Everybody parents differently. And whatever works, and that's all that matters.
Yeah. I mean, I know that if I get stern enough, everybody just like, or if I raise my
Raise your voice like, oh,
everybody
shit.
gets quiet and they're like, all right, what does he have to say?
Right. Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah, you know, and it's rare. God, it's so rare that I ever do that, and it's usually over stupid shit. You know, I've been home all day. I didn't clean up anything.
Yeah.
You know, look at the fucking mess. Goddamn.
Yeah.
But other than that, you're right, man. They're good kids.
Good. I guess we're all blessed.
Yeah. Thank God, man. Because I know I got my ass whipped a lot when I was a kid.
Oh hell yeah,
yeah.
my mama.
That's
Tearing
child
my
abuse
ass.
nowadays.
Fuck. Well, yeah. My mom, she's like, I barely hit you. I'm like, no, the shit you did would be considered fucking torture.
Yeah.
I was like, I just hit you with my chancla. Yeah, but you were like a fucking.
You probably deserved it.
Yeah, no, I did deserve it, you know. But She was like, I mean, might as well be a pitcher for the fucking Astros. That's how I got fucking shit thrown at me.
Oh,
Damn.
Yeah, bro. Pinche chanclazo from a goddamn from 50 feet away. Like, you ever been hit by a fucking extension cord? Jesus Christ.
And a fly swatter.
Yeah, or a clothes hanger.
A
Switch.
switch from outside.
Oh,
Yeah, boy.
What's a
Light
switch?
your ass. You never got hit with a switch?
I don't know what
They
switch.
make you go outside
No.
and
Now
you
you're
pick a
aging
stick,
yourself.
and it better be a good
Oh,
stick
oh,
because if
shit,
it's not a
yeah,
good
yeah,
stick,
yeah.
you're gonna go get another one till you get the right
Those little
stick.
bamboos. They used to grow the little bamboo sticks.
Yeah.
And then you
Yeah,
get them
that
in the air and they're
motherfucker.
all.
Fuck yeah.
Oh
bro.
shit!
I caught a fig tree. You ever been hit by a fig tree plant?
No.
Fuck, I have.
But you know what? That seems like it would fucking hurt. That's almost like a whip.
Yeah, I got knocked the fuck out by an ashtray, like that brown one under there. That bitch broke. She's went. I even still have a bald spot where she hit me.
God damn, what'd you
Yeah,
do?
bro. I told her, 'cause she's, my mom doesn't speak English. So she's like, what does it say, this letter? I mouthed off because I was fucking mad, right? I was just like, God, why don't you been here this long, you don't know how to fucking read English? Bro, that was just,
Yep.
check out. I'm like, what happened? What happened?
No, que no, cabrón.
Yeah. Boy, she's like, wait till your dad gets home. Fuck, I got it again. When he got
The
home.
other ashtray.
Wow.
The other half of the ashtray.
So does she treat your kids the way she treated you?
Fuck no.
Fuck no. That's how my
I'm
mom
like,
was.
no.
Hell no.
No. Show them how fucking crazy you are.
Yeah. My kids were like,
No,
I
mijo, no,
can't
no.
believe you talk about Nana like that. Shit, you know, it was crazy when I was fucking growing up.
Isn't that crazy how much different? Like,
Oh yeah,
Oh, they do
but
that.
you know what? I see it now with my grandson. A lot of shit my grandson does now. Shit, my kids couldn't even do that in my house. You know, and my grandson get away with not murder, but a lot of stuff the kids couldn't do.
Maybe manslaughter.
No,
Involuntary manslaughter.
Involuntary. You know, I see my kids looking. You're not gonna tell him nothing, Dad. I was like, he ain't doing nothing wrong. Don't fucking worry about it.
He's just a
I
little
am
kid.
good
Leave him
with it.
alone. Man, that would have been me. He would have fucked me up. Yeah, I damn sure would have.
Shout out to my grandson, Sean Rivas.
there you go.
I get that. I used to get that shit a lot. No lo grites. I'm like, yeah, they're fucking up. The fuck?
Yeah.
I never yelled at you. No, you didn't have to. You shut me the fuck up with an ashtray. Is what you did.
Yeah.
Knock you out.
I remember my parents or my mom. She used to fuck me up, but I deserved it. One time I stole her car whenever I was 13.
Oh yeah.
So like,
fuck yeah, I done that.
yeah. Oh man.
I think we all did that.
We got a lot in common, man. Especially the stealing the car at 13.
Yeah.
Like, damn,
I took my fucking dad's truck mudding.
at 13.
Yeah, we took it to the fucking lake, man, and we got it stuck. Right.
Oh shit! Now that sucks.
Yeah, we got it stuck, and we had to fucking convince this other dude who was just happened to be out there to pull us out. There's like
gotta help
5.
me.
Yeah, dude, there's 5 fucking kids that are 13, 14 years old in a fucking car that we're not supposed to be driving. So we get it home. We would probably get it home because they were in Mexico. They were going to come back. Of course, at that time, you could leave your kids at home.
Yeah.
You know? So they were headed to Acuña and shit. They were going to take care of some shit. Get their papeles so they can take their... you drive the vehicle all the way down.
Oh, all the way into
the
it.
permiso. What the fuck they call. So, anyways, we get back home 2:00 in the morning, bro. We're fucking muddy from head to toe. The fucking truck is covered, and they'll be back first thing in the morning. So we're sitting
get
there
out there and
washing this
detail
bitch,
it.
bro. We got that bitch clean.
Too clean.
Yeah,
Too clean. That's the problem.
But it was funny because he's like, we just like, hey, no, Dad, we just wanted to make sure you came home with a clean truck. What we fucked up is that behind the steering wheel, we left a fucking rim of mud. So we didn't bother grabbing the bitch to make sure we got it all. There's a fucking ring around because we had muddy hands grabbing the steering wheel trying to get out this bitch.
Dude, left the evidence.
Boy, it was bad.
Yeah.
It was bad. We didn't even do the fucking engine bay. It was so fucking dirty. Because we thought if you sprayed the motor, you're gonna fuck it up.
Oh yeah.
You know, not knowing. No, you
Yeah.
won't do shit to it. Nah. It was funny though. It was brand new truck and shit.
It's funny now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't funny
Yeah,
then.
Fuck no.
I'm sorry. I did.
Yeah.
Bam.
I remember my dad came out, bro, and there was a fucking cop in the front yard because we had run duct tape from sign to sign. So when the cars come, they would see the duct tape and it's just fucking like they were doing that shit all night, bro. And
God damn.
we caught. I mean,
Hopefully, there's a statute of limitations. right?
yeah, I think there is because we thought my dad had a lot of wire.
Oh my god.
So we ran this fucking wire. It was more of a cable, that insulated cable shit across from sign to sign. Because I thought we're out of tape. We're out of fucking duct tape.
God damn.
Here comes that fucking cop car, bro.
Oh no.
Catches fucking lights and yanked them bitches off the top. And we were because I fucking we all hid. Well, fucking there were a lot of them because we were just sitting there watching.
Allegedly. All
Yeah,
this is
allegedly. All this is
allegedly.
allegedly. As you know, this is just a story.
Yeah. We're trying to be cool.
Man, I hid in a bush. My brother found the perfect fucking hiding spot. He dove in some leaves, bro, and threw some leaves over him. I was like, damn. So I got out after because anyways, he came up to the cops roaming the front yard.
Yeah.
My dad comes out. He's like, "Can I help you?" He's like, "Oh, it's just fucking some." They put a cable around the bitch and yanked my lights off the fucking car. You know, he's like, "Oh fuck." My dad knew the whole time. These motherfuckers.
I know exactly who fucking did it.
Cop fucking left, and he's like, "If I fucking catch y'all, blah blah blah." And of course, my brother was like, "Oh fuck, I'm gonna get out before we get more trouble." You see him like emerge out of the leaves. And he's like, "You were hiding in the leaves the whole time?" And he's like, "Yeah, but Oscar's in the bush." Just fucking dove in that bitch, bro. This shit we used to do. God damn it.
Good times.
Oh yeah, it was good until it wasn't.
Yeah.
Until you got your ass beat.
That's whenever kids used to play
yeah.
outside. Kids don't do that no more. They don't play
No,
outside.
fuck no.
I seen some kids playing outside the other day.
Really?
They were playing basketball in their driveway. And I was like,
No shit.
Whoa.
I had to stop like it was like a zoo exhibit or some shit. I was
Yeah.
like, whoa, like this shit's really happening. I haven't seen that in a long time. Like kids actually like playing
Outside.
outside.
As the wild adolescents roam the streets.
as they dribble the basketball.
You just watch. I'm gonna get close. I'm gonna try to wrestle this one.
Look at the size of him, and he's merely a baby.
That's good. I like that. Ah, man, yep. In my neighborhood, you see older people walking. You don't see kids. I haven't seen kids fucking playing in the street. In
I
a
haven't.
good
Yeah,
minute.
it's been
You know
a
what I
while.
see in my neighborhood sometimes, but only like in the fall and the spring. The ASU chicks running.
Oh yeah.
They'll run right in front of my house.
Yeah. We had to
Or
kick
every
somebody
once
out
in
of
a
the
while, you'll
house.
see an old lady walking her dog, or
Yeah.
but, yeah.
In our neighborhood, fuck, don't let your dogs out. There's always somebody there to fucking rescue a dog. I'm serious.
They'll bring it back to you.
Yeah, dude, they'll pick up the collar and they'll
You
take.
know, I guess that's a thing, right? Because like
That's
I know
that's a
on
white
the,
thing, bro.
On the page I
Yeah.
manage, the San Angelo 411, these motherfuckers be posting
Oh yeah.
like
on
these,
the neighbors
Lost
app,
dog.
on the Ring cameras.
yeah, and,
Or
you
the
know,
neighborhood
People
app.
always post animals on there.
Or
all the
next
time.
door.
you
Next door.
post one animal, shit, they
Oh
you
yeah,
get bombarded.
I've
with
had mine. I've had calls from veterinary offices, like, "Hey, we have your dog," and I'm like, "The fuck? How do you have my dog?" Well, somebody picked her up, couldn't find the whatever, so they had the microchip. So, and I was like, "Okay, well, what the fuck?" And then at one time, I got chastised because they didn't have the microchip; they just had the tags.
tags.
And I'm like, and even on their fucking collar, it says, "Just tell them to go home. They'll go home." You know, they're just out roaming around.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, don't let my daughter be in your neighborhood because she'll pick the motherfucker up.
well, man,
Yeah, she'll send me pictures. Look what I found. It's no, Alyssa,
leave it alone.
leave it alone. Leave it there. Like no, she tries to bring back cats, dogs, pit bulls, chihuahuas, raccoons, shit, just any kind of animal she sees.
Those are my kids. They'll pick up anything. I'm like, you're gonna get ringworms. Could you just? I don't want to have to take you to the hospital. Have I coach you in fucking what is it that Tinactin shit for the
Oh, yeah,
ringworms?
yeah.
Fast acting Tinactin.
Yeah, bro.
Is that for your athlete's foot?
Yeah. It works for ringworm.
does it?
Yeah. And like 2288. It's a fucking busy ass highway going from Angelo to Grape Creek. Dude, I literally drove up onto some ladies holding traffic back trying to get a cat.
Goddamn, on that highway.
Yeah. Get the fuck out of the way. You're gonna get yourself killed.
We're trying to save this kitty cat.
Yeah, bro. It is horrible over there.
There's a back road going in. You remember where the Pinkies used to be at in Grape Creek? It was like March Road and
Yes.
Highway
Oh,
87. People would turn off onto March Road, go back in there and dump the animals that they don't want. They would just leave them out
so
there.
fucked up.
That's
Yeah.
fucked up.
Yeah, it's real fucked up. I mean, I'd be going to school in the morning because I used to go to Lakeview, so I'd be driving from Grape Creek down that road, and there was always a new set of dogs sitting out there. It's like,
Yeah.
that's fucked up, man. Somebody just came out and dropped their dogs off because they didn't want them no more.
And that's the problem with where we're at now. Is that somebody came and dumped off some cats, and they are reproducing like fucking
Yeah, they're
crazy.
like rabbits.
Don't they have feline AIDS? You ever heard of that?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
Feline AIDS,
I
right?
think so. Yes.
Feline AIDS.
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
think it's something that was introduced probably by the government to try to help knock the population of feral cats.
No shit.
That's what I think because I feel like it's a new thing. I don't remember there being feline
It's like
AIDS before.
it's like the CIA fucking selling drugs in the hood.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah.
That's all the pharmaceutical companies. They're all drug dealers.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
All of that shit. The government, all that shit. They got their hands in that sugar bowl.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, they can cure shit. I know
Oh,
they
yeah.
can.
Oh yeah. They don't want
Just
to
like
do that.
like AIDS now, it's almost like a thing of the past because they have all these I don't know,
treatments for
treatments.
Yeah.
And with this treatment, you'll be undetectable. Like, how the hell can you get it undetectable, but you can't cure it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, y'all can cure it, but y'all don't
They
want
don't
to.
want to.
No.
Because
They want you a lifelong customer.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because now we can keep shoving these pills down your throat. Keep shoving these pills down your throat.
Because it's easier to take care of the symptoms than it is to cure the problem.
I read an article that in England they are rolling out the first trials of a cancer vaccine.
Oh, I bet they can. I bet they can.
Yeah.
They have. I
Trying
bet
to
that
cure
all that's
diabetes.
possible.
I'm sure they can do that too.
Yeah, China. They.
Oh, you said. Well, you said they did.
Yeah, they did.
Oh, shit.
You can. There's a shot that you can take in literally 8. I'm gonna even say 8 weeks, but it might be. Yeah, I think it's 8 weeks. They had some dude, some Chinese. His blood sugar dropped, and his insulin leveled out,
Damn.
like back to normal, back to base.
What is like a vaccine or something?
I guess so. I guess you can call it a vaccine.
That's badass.
So, but they want to bring it to the States, but
They ain't
If
gonna.
the
Pfizer
FDA
is saying,
one of
fuck
that.
Like,
no.
hell
Yeah.
no. You know
Cut
how
out
much
too
weight we're
much
gonna lose?
medication.
Yep.
Yeah. Because the last time, what they cure polio? Mm-hmm. Look at all the money they lost on that. Like, hell no, we done lost millions of dollars on the polio.
we ain't
shit.
doing that.
We ain't doing this shit again. We'll just create a cure for the COVID virus too. It's still going to be around, but we ain't going to cure it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It mutates too quick.
Yeah.
Blah blah blah. And I'm like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, y'all created that.
And
shit.
if you get it, you're never gonna get COVID. If you get the vaccine, you're never gonna get.
You
sick
know, I've
again.
never got no vaccine for that shit, and I've yet to get that
No,
crap.
me neither.
Same
And I
here.
got it. Fuck.
I never got COVID, and I think my wife had it. Slept in the same bed, whatever. I never got shit. So I have this theory too, right? So remember how I told you I was
Let's hear it. Want to hear it? Here we go.
Conspiracy theory. I
So-
want to hear it. Here it goes.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
like
Want to here it go. Listen up. So remember how earlier I said that I was with a bunch of nasty bitches before I got locked up?
Yeah.
Okay. So
Oh, it's about to get good.
yeah, it's about to get real juicy. So I have this theory, right? That what if, like, there's something in my body that I'm immune to everything.
Oh shit.
Because I hardly ever get sick, and like before I got locked up, I would go down to bars, and that's what I would go for. To chase ass.
Yeah.
I didn't care who I went home with, and I always had one on speed dial. If I couldn't, it was my
Had the
last
backup.
resort. Yeah, I'd call, hey, what are you doing? Nothing. I'm gonna come over. Why? You know why? You know what I mean? I didn't care. Like I never wrapped it up. I never nothing. Yeah. So whenever I was locked up, they were
were
giving
on a
free
mission.
STD tests. So I was like, you know what? While I'm here, I better do this shit
Yeah.
because while I'm here, if I do have something, they'll fix me. They'll give me antibiotics, and it's free.
Yeah.
Excuse me. So I go to medical, get my STD test, pissed fire the next day because that shit hurts like a motherfucker. And then I
That's
remember.
what is that's
Gonorrhea.
Is it gonorrhea?
No. From the STD test because they get your shit and
Oh,
put
they
this
stick the
cute-
swab that
Oh.
bitch.
That
Oh yeah,
fucking
yeah.
hurts.
Oh.
And then the first time you piss after that, it's like you're pissing razor blades. It fucking hurts. So I wasn't too thrilled about doing it, but I did it because I was like, you know what, I need to get fixed or whatever. So it was me.
This is in ISF?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And I had went, and some other dudes that went too. And a couple weeks go by, and some of these other dudes, they get called to medical. And I was like, what the fuck? Well, what about me? What the hell? So I put in I forgot, what was it called? An I-9 or some shit like that, or I-60, which was a request to go to medical. So I get there, and I tell that little Chinese lady, I was like, she's like, well, why are you here? I was like, no, I haven't got the results for my STD test. Oh, no news, good news. Oh, shit. Oh, fuck, all these motherfuckers are some nasty motherfuckers. And then I started thinking, I was like, what the hell? Like, I didn't get nothing? Like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
So then, we'll reverse a few years before that. My son's mom, whenever I got with her, she had went to get a checkup, and we weren't even together that long. And she's like, you need to get checked. I have chlamydia and blah, blah, blah. I was like, what the fuck? Like, I've never had anything. So I remember I went to the health department. That was the first time that happened. I remember I go in there, and I was maybe like 22-ish, 22, 23. And I go in there. I was like, yeah, I need to get an STD test and all this stuff. So they drew my blood. And then she's like, do you want to stand up or lay down? I was like, for what? And she's like, I have to get a specimen from here. I was like, oh, I'll stand up. Shit. She grabbed my shit. I poked. I was like, "Oh shit, no, I'll lay down." So,
Tell me when you're done.
yeah, I was like, "No, I thought this was going to be different."
Can you put me under?
Yeah.
Can you put me under?
Give me some general anesthetic or something. But she did that, and then I got the results negative for everything. I was like, "What the hell?" I was like, "Okay, cool, badass." But they gave me antibiotics or whatever because they thought I had the shit. But whenever I got my results, I didn't have nothing. I was clean. So I have this theory that what if there's something in my body, like I have some kind of antibodies where I'm immune to everything.
Built immunity. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, didn't they use some kind of STD to cure?
I don't know.
They put it in a vaccine to cure something. Was it? I don't know if it was malaria. Like it was something like it was kind of a weird fucking. But they used an STD
No shit.
in the vaccine.
We're going to give you a little bit of chlamydia or gonorrhea,
Yes.
but it's going to fix
Because
this.
what it does is like I might be wrong about this, but I think this is how I understand it. Is it when vaccines for a vaccine to work, there's something in it to make your body trigger.
Yeah, to build up antibodies to fight that infection. Like whenever you
your
get a
body's
flu
like,
shot.
there you go, it builds up your T cells and stuff like that. So I want to say it was something like that. It's for your body to recognize that it had
So
something.
it must have been whatever triggers in your body is strong enough. Like it's because it's trying to fight whatever infection, like the chlamydia or whatever the fuck. That thing is so strong that it's able to kill whatever they're trying to cure.
Yes. And who knows? Maybe there is something in there.
Yeah. So that's like whenever
crazy.
COVID came around, that's whenever I thought of that because they're using the COVID virus to create the vaccine. Because just like the flu shot, they put the flu in you, but it was like an older strain of the flu.
Yeah, they call it a dead version, but I don't know if it's actually dead.
Yeah, so that way your immune system can build up antibodies to fight that. And I was like, well, what if there's something in my antibodies in my body that, what if I'm the cure for cancer or something? And I'm worth millions of dollars and I don't even know it. That's
It's like, I'm legend. I don't get it.
Yes, I don't get shit.
Everybody walks around with zombies.
Yeah.
With fucking puffed up dicks.
Yeah. Not me.
I mean, who knows? Why not?
Never know.
Yeah, you never know. This fucking world.
But I'm scared of needles, so I don't want to get checked to see if I am the cure for something. So
Oh, man.
Maybe you got something
But you'll
special
take
and,
a swab
they need
down
to get that to help cure a whole bunch of other
yeah, that's what
people,
I'm saying.
right?
And then they'd be like, "Oh, this is worth millions." and
He's
pay me,
specimen
bitch.
number one.
Yeah.
Nah, you don't want that, man. Because if they find that out, you're a fucking lab rat. You're a government lab rat.
Yeah. Fuck all that.
Yeah, they want to try to replicate it. They're going to put you with a bunch of cochinos in a room. We need to replicate what you had, sir.
Let's see. Here's this nasty bitch with no teeth. Oh shit. Like, oh, I remember you from like 12 years ago.
Yeah,
No,
it's like,
you've
oh,
changed.
That's
your penis has a cure for gingivitis.
Here. Oh shit, she's growing her teeth back.
I mean, at this point, shit, I'll believe just about anything. Because how did they get rid of half the shit? Not only they didn't get rid of all their shit, but with coming up with their like malaria. Malaria is just mind blowing. Well, what's the cure for malaria?
I don't know.
Is it ivermectin?
I don't know if they actually have a cure for it. They've just
It just like get you over the
Some people still die from malaria.
Well, that's the number one killer, right? Like here's another one. You know what's killed more than anything else in history?
What's that?
Mosquito.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Mosquito has killed more. I mean, literally, it's killed billions.
You ever heard of the
people.
Darien Gap? So that's between Panama and South America, right before I guess you'd be crossing into Colombia. There's a road right there, but the road stops, and they stop building that road because there's a big ass fucking like a canyon almost, but it's not a canyon; it's like a jungle.
Okay.
And too many people, like road workers, trying to build this road, died just to get that section that they have done. And so they're like, "Fuck it, we're not going to finish the rest of it." So there's this big, huge jungle gap between Panama and northern Colombia, and people that are like trying to be like immigrants that are trying to like go up through Mexico to America. Like I don't know how many thousands of them die every year passing through there because they get bit by a mosquito that has malaria.
No shit.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean it's like thousands of people die from that shit.
Oh, they haven't heard of off?
You see, I don't think these mosquitoes give a fuck.
No.
You're in the jungle.
Well, they're hungry.
Yeah.
And then you got this nice little fucking soft flesh,
Yeah, those are-
fleshy thing walking around.
Those have been jungle mosquitoes. They ain't like the hood mosquitoes.
Yeah.
Like some
You know
South-
how it is over in Bront? Those fucking mosquitoes aren't like the mosquitoes here in town. These
No.
are some big, like, I don't even know how to explain it. It's like, is that a dragonfly? Fucking
Oh, the big
ass fucking mosquito. Like when it lands on you, it feels like somebody's tapping you on your shoulder. You're like, look,
God damn.
yeah, big ass mosquitoes. And you can be wearing like those thick FR clothes, and they'll
Punch right
still
through.
go right through it.
shit.
Yeah, I worked in South Texas, out in Refugio. My God, that's a personal hell, man. Like you could see a fog, but it's nothing but mosquito.
Ain't that about a bitch? Man, I was watching this. It was a TikTok or on Instagram or so. It was a video. These fucking jungle people somewhere in the jungle, they get all these mosquitoes and they catch them and they make fucking like
Cakes.
Yeah, they're like burger
cookies.
patties or some shit, and they eat. And looking at them, it looks like a burger patty, but it's a shit ton of fucking mosquitoes, and they cook.
I've
these
seen
bitches.
That's fucking crazy.
I mean,
Like fuck that. Like
is there not enough food down there for you? I don't know.
Apparently not. That's fucking nuts,
that.
man.
They're eating mosquito burgers.
Fucking, can I have malaria?
Yeah, hold the
Medium?
malaria on that one. But
Can you cook it out?
I don't know.
Because those bitches got to be just about burnt, right? Fucking mosquito patties.
yeah, they're dark. They're like almost this color of this table, or darker than the color of this table.
No
But
shit.
Yeah, they look like burnt beef patties, but they're nothing but mosquitoes.
That's fucking wild as hell.
Oh, some people live different, man.
Yeah.
They want to bring that shit here. Everybody eat crickets.
Have you ever
Crickets
watched?
and beetles and shit.
Remember, there used to be a show called, I don't know what it was called. This guy named something Zimmer. He would go around the
Andrew
world.
Zimmerman.
Andrew Zimmerman.
Yeah,
He'd go all over the world eating just different,
all kinds of
all
weird
kinds
shit.
of crazy shit, man. And he was almost fine with everything, but I think when he went to Iceland, he ate fermented shark meat,
Yeah.
and he says that was the one that.
Is he the one that killed himself?
No, that was Bourdain.
Bourdain.
That was
Never
Bourdain.
mind,
Yeah. And actually, and he has one too where he went to Iceland and ate the same stuff too. And
Because they both kind of did the same thing, right? They
right
went
around
in-
the same time too.
Shit.
Yeah. It's crazy though.
You couldn't pay me enough to be eating a bunch of that shit.
Yeah. Well, Zimmer would eat like bugs and like he'd go to like in the jungles and eat what if they were eating centipede, he'd eat a centipede, you know. Like,
He's like, it's like an earthy texture.
Yeah,
It's kinda
exactly.
like, no, bitch, it's
Like,
a fucking bug. bro.
Kind of tastes like bacon and the texture and
Yeah.
like
The
that.
sliminess reminds me of penis.
Yeah.
Like you
Like that.
fucking
like
weirdo.
what was that show with Joe Rogan? He was the host of that fucking show.
Fear Factor.
Fear Factor. Oh my god, they would eat. It was like whale penis and pig, some shit or another.
Yeah.
Like they would fucking eat that shit for.
The one that
that.
it made me stop watching it is that they were drinking camel piss,
What the fuck?
right? Camel piss, and I want to say, was it horse cum?
Oh hell,
And I was like, yo, what the fuck?
they were going too far. With
Oh
that.
yeah, bro.
That's
And, man, you see this fucking little petite little 100-pounder
How much
girl.
are they
she's
winning?
Like, "Blah, blah."
Oh, this is nothing. I did this last
Like,
weekend.
this is just a weekend in college.
God dang.
I'm curious on how much they would actually win.
You know what's crazy? The majority of those people that were on those shows like that did that nasty shit. I ain't racist, so don't take it the wrong way, whoever's listening, but it's white people.
Oh yeah.
Nasty ass white people eating some fucked up shit. Like, really? You ain't never gonna catch a black person or Mexican eating some fucking.
Fuck no. Except
Drinking-
for your Tyrone Biggums.
Yeah, eating fucking horse cum and fuck you.
No, bro. The shit. I mean, like the one that was weird. I can't remember the one that they were talking about. Was it? Is it trichinosis?
Trichinosis. What about it?
There was a parasite. They were talking about something.
From the cats?
Not from the cats. I think it was something else. Maybe it wasn't trichinosis, but they were talking about. I was like, look, if they eat enough of this shit, they can get sick.
Yeah,
You know, there's a parasite in this shit.
Yeah.
You know.
I know
Like-
with cats.
Yeah, trichinosis.
Trichinosis, yeah.
Fucking. It kind of that was another weird thing because it actually gets you affectionate to cats to really like a cat. You know, if it doesn't
Well, that parasite gets into your brain.
into the brain.
Yeah.
So it kind of makes you wonder some of these cat ladies where they're all about their cat, and I'm like,
And
bro,
they're all kind of the same type of person, too. right?
yes, That's why
Personality.
I think they got fucking trichinosis. They got
Probably.
that parasite in their brain.
Well, I mean,
never heard of that.
parasites are.
You never heard?
Yeah.
See, doctors will tell pregnant women do not
yeah.
change out kid litter.
Yeah,
because
something-
trichinosis grows in cats. It's a parasite that grows in cat piss, right? Or it goes in their body.
Yeah.
Well, when I guess they piss it out, and then
I don't know exactly.
yeah. Well, somehow like mice, right?
I guess I can look that up, right?
Will find the fucking they'll get attracted to it, or they'll eat something that the cat pissed on, right? And they'll eat it, and that parasite makes it to the
goes
brain,
into the mouse.
and then it makes the fucking mouse extremely horny, trying to find a cat.
What the fuck?
And then the cat eats the fucking mouse.
That gives
and
it a
then-
whole new way of chasing pussy, I guess.
Yeah. So I mean, there's what's crazy. It's just that's not the only thing that does it. There's a fungus down, and I guess you can find it maybe in rainforest. It does the same thing. Like it'll an insect will fucking drink out of the water. It'll make it into its brain, and it'll grow, and then it'll eventually get it to go back to a body of water, maybe a different body of water, and drown itself to get back into the water.
So you got trichinosis wrong. I mean, I don't know what it is. I have to go back and research what the cats have exactly. But trichinosis is a foodborne disease.
Okay.
Yeah, that one is like
Toxoplasmosis.
That's what. Yeah, that's what
That's
you're
what-
talking about. Yeah. The other one was
Yeah, it's a mind blowing deal. And it's,
Fear
it's
Factor
cats.
prize money after taxes,
Wow.
$5,000
Oh no, fuck that, bro.
that
That's
ain't-
stupid.
for all that crazy shit that they do.
Swallow a gallon of horse cum for fucking $5,000, and if you don't even win, then you did it for free.
Yeah, basically.
like an idiot.
On TV.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Everybody can see you.
And your mom,
Moron.
dad, grandma.
Oh my God, I can't believe he's doing that.
I'm so proud of you.
He took it like a champ.
Yeah, but no, the toxoplasmosis, man. You ever get to looking at it, and it's mind blowing because I did think about it, man. I was like, hey, all these people that are just like they're just cat people. They're fucking cat people.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm like, what are they around? Because they're changing out shit. They're changing out the litter boxes. They're around the cats. Some of them even get close and they sleep with the cats sleep with them. You know, and
Parasites are scary.
extremely scary.
The thing that scares me, because parasites, it's a pretty smart organism because it gets into brains. Like some of the parasites will get into the brain of their host and make them do things. Like you were talking about the mice. Like who's to say that some people don't have some kind of a parasite in their brain making them do some dumbass shit. They don't even realize that what they're doing. They just think it's normal, and everybody else thinks, "Oh, that person's just a weird person." You know, like
They did a study on motorcycles and people who do like crazy shit, right? Come to find out that a big percentage of them have what they call I think it's called hookworm. It's a parasite in their brain that makes them a little bit more
willing to take risks.
willing to take risk.
No shit.
Yep.
Damn.
So it's crazy because you've heard that story. People from the South are dumb. Okay. Turns out it's the fucking hookworm.
Okay.
They have a parasite in their fucking brain that's literally transferred from them to the kids.
Oh shit.
You know, and I don't know if you do get rid of it. I don't know if you do. Maybe it
Pass
just
it to
keeps
your
on
kids.
growing.
Damn, that's crazy.
So what it does is when you walk around barefooted, that hookworm gets
it
into
goes-
it goes into your foot, and it makes it up to your brain.
Oh yeah, well he's not done. We just has worms.
Yeah, he just has worms, buddy. And it's mind blowing because I'm like, it's just Mother Nature. It's just like it finds this way to finish its cycle.
Yeah.
Science, bitch.
That's crazy.
Yeah, like here's one, and I don't even know if it's true, and I know I regurgitate it because it was kind of fucking fascinating to me. MS, multiple sclerosis. Okay, there was this. What do you call them? It was a scientist. It was a doctor lady in Florida who got 100 bodies of people that died from MS. 100 out of 100 of them had parasites in their brainstem.
Oh shit. It was causing the multiple sclerosis.
Multiple sclerosis. And what it was doing, that parasite was eating the lining of the nerves. So it was causing people to, what MS does.
Be all
Man,
fucked
that's
up.
crazy.
Turns out that a lot of these, like people don't know that there's a theory now, and I don't know, maybe even more in the theory that all illnesses are parasites.
That's what I've heard
Maybe.
too. That's like a new study, right?
Yeah, it's some form of parasite.
So like just about every illness that you get is caused by some form of parasite.
I've never heard of that.
It's
Learn
actually
something
kind
new.
of scary.
Yeah,
Like,
this is new.
Yeah.
I want to say this is like within the past couple of years, that where it's like, oh shit, And I did think about it. I was like, do I need to go on a fucking? You ever see those parasite cleansers
no,
where you drop it in your mouth? You do it for like fucking 2 months or whatever the fuck.
you
it
shit
is.
out worms.
Yeah.
Oh, I've heard of that.
Yeah.
Fuck.
There was one lady, bro. It freaked her the fuck out. She's like, because I was reading, she was doing this, right? Because she was feeling sick. And they basically told her, they gave her some bullshit medicine, to send her home. And she came across this shit and she was fucking taking those fucking whatever. About 3 days later, she's taking a shit. And she goes to
worms
happen to turn
come
around, look, and there's worms in her shit.
That freaked me the fuck out.
Oh, yeah.
But I've heard of that. It's something where you can, because supposedly we all have worms in our body.
Yes, we have some
yeah,
parasite.
yeah.
and the food we eat.
Especially like pork or whatever.
Yeah, that's why they tell you to cook it all the way.
Yeah.
But do I now?
Yeah.
Because it tastes so good that way.
Pork too? You don't cook it all the way?
I don't cook it all the way. Not a medium well, I guess you can say.
I guess that's all the way.
Yeah.
It's not,
Yeah, I mean, I make sure that it
raw.
I make sure it reaches 160 degrees. But when you go and cut it, I mean, there's some red juices that still come out of it.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, it tastes delicious, absolutely delicious. But I don't know. At this point, just eat what you want. Fuck, you're gonna die anyways. Everyone's like, "Oh, you need to get healthy." I was like, you know what? After I lose all that weight and get fucking muscular, get all fucking lose all my weight and get healthy, and guess what? I still gonna die.
Yep.
I mean, some people that you think are like super healthy, they work out all the time, they eat right all the time, they still get fucking something fucked up. So it's
just the luck of the draw. I
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah. I mean, just didn't
enjoy
take
your
nothing.
life.
Yeah, try to. Right.
Life's short.
Very, very fucking short. 41 years old already, bro. What the fuck? Where did the time go?
Goes
Goes
fast.
by fast, and you don't realize that till you get old.
Yeah.
Because I remember whenever I was younger, it's like, man, I can't wait till I'm 16 so I can get my license. And you get your license. Man, I can't wait till I'm 18 so I can be legal. And you're 18. Man, I can't wait till I'm 21 so I can drink. And after that, there ain't nothing else. And then in a blink of an
26,
eye-
so my insurance will go down.
Yeah. And now,
And now it's
your
just
hope
going
in
back up again.
yeah. And it's crazy
Fuck
how
insurance, man. God, I hate insurance.
Yep, it's a big scam.
Fuck yeah.
It's a big fucking scam. They charge you all this money.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, man.
They sure the
Yeah,
fuck
well,
do.
we're not going to cover that because of some
This looks
arbitrary
like-
bullshit.
Yeah.
This looks like prior existing damage and blah blah. No,
Yep.
it's in the same fucking area as this. Like,
Yeah.
pay for this. Like, these people pay for their insurance, but yet you don't want to pay.
Mm-hmm.
You know which one's the worst? Fred Loya.
Oh, yeah.
So anybody has Fred Loya, change. Like, they are the worst to deal with, like, insurance claims. If you have like Fred Loya and you have liability, well, it sucks for other people.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Because
Because they're not going to pay out. I think they were rated for the longest time, man, the worst insurance company in the U.S.
Wow.
You know, because
I wonder, well, who's their underwriter? Because, I mean,
have
they
no
all
idea.
have underwriters, you know what I mean? Like, there's Guardian and just different ones. County Mutual.
yeah,
wonder
that's
who
a good
theirs
question. Fuck, Oscar De La Hoya apparently.
He's
He
involved
was,
with that,
yeah,
right?
He's involved with Fred Loya.
Well,
So-
he sucks then because he's endorsing a
that-
shit company.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
there's other ones too, like Pronto Insurance, Elephant Insurance. They're all bullshit companies, but I'd rather have one of those companies over Fred Loya.
No
Just
shit.
Because
See-
like in the line of work that I do, whenever like there's a few body shops here in town that will not do Fred Loya claims.
Really?
Yes, they will.
That
turn
much
them
of
Oh,
away.
well, I don't blame them because if they're not going to pay out,
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's hard to do work like that.
they try to weasel their way out of paying, and like their supplement process is bullshit. Like
Yeah.
it's just a big pain in the ass. Now, like the only way that I will take a Fred Loya claim is if it's like plain and simple. I look at the estimate. Okay, they didn't miss anything. I don't need to do a supplement. If they already sent you the check. Okay, cool. I'll do it. But if it's something that I have to do a supplement on, yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah.
When you say supplement, it's like find extra shit
Yeah.
that they didn't look
Yeah,
at.
because to do like a proper estimate or proper repair deal, you have to tear the car down. Like looking at something like a deer hit, for instance.
Uh-huh.
You look at it, okay, your bumper's fucked up, your headlight, your core support, your whatever. You know what I mean? What
Yeah.
you can see, but once you start taking stuff apart,
Shit ton of-
yeah. What if they hit the core support just right and now everything's swapped over? Like, you know what I mean? So
I
then you got to
gotcha.
measure, like everything has to be torn down. Or if there's damage behind that bumper cover, like a pigtail and a wiring harness for your parking sensors or your fog lights or whatever, you can't tell if that's broken.
Or your
looking at it.
airbag.
Yeah.
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 And that's a big myth that people think, oh, my airbag's blue, it's going to total. No, I've fixed numerous cars that we've replaced side curtain airbags, we've replaced the whole dash, the ones in the steering wheel, all that stuff, and they don't total.
Yeah.
It just depends on the mileage on the car, how new it is, what that car's
What the
valued
car's
at.
worth, yeah.
So if it's a 15-year-old car that has 200,000 miles, yeah, it's probably going to total out. But
Yeah.
if it's a 5-year-old car with 30,000 miles, yeah, it's probably not going to total.
Yeah.
Unless it's like the car ain't really worth shit. Like if you have some bullshit like a Daewoo or some shit. But
Remember those?
Things are just
Daewoo-
pieces of shit. I remember I leaned on one and I dented the fuck out of it.
God,
And I'm like, whoa,
They used
what
to
the
be
fuck?
forklifts. Remember originally it was like a forklift brand.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden they're making cars like
Made
what
the sweetest fucking cars. They look like fucking
sweetest car.
like Teletubby cars, bros. With the shit
They had a
reminded me.
dealership here too, didn't they?
Yeah,
It was on
Knickerbocker.
Did they really?
That guy has a bunch of boats there now.
Oh, there was that
that's
place.
right.
Yeah,
Right there. What is that? La Cruz Street or no?
yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, is
on,
that's a side street.
yeah.
I think it is La Cruz. Yeah, that's
That's
crazy.
right. That dealership
Daewoo.
was right there.
What a name.
That was a good name. It was a good name for a good quality car.
Oh yeah.
That shit. But shit, man, we got 2 hours in. Fuck.
Thank y'all, man.
Yeah,
thank
thanks
y'all
for
very
having us.
much. I hope it was what y'all expected and not
Yeah, it was
not
cool.
any worse.
No, it was cool.
And
Yeah, we try to fill in some spots, and I mean,
we've been pretty busy here lately.
oh yeah, we apologize for today. I know we showed up a little late.
Yeah,
And it was kind
Yeah,
of
it's
like,
all good. I'm always early, except to work.
that's good though. I mean, at least y'all showed up.
yeah, we don't have to just be like,
Are they gonna come? I don't
is it
know.
going to show up today?
Oh shit! So what happens if somebody doesn't show up? Y'all just
We
bullshit
wing
with
it.
each other.
We
Yeah,
just
we
we
just
just banter back and forth. We'll come up with some shit.
Yeah, one thing we will not do is cancel.
Yeah.
We want to say, all right, no one showed up, so we're not going to do one.
So just out of curiosity, what made you start doing podcasts?
Ooh, that's a good question, man. For the bitches, not just
Yeah.
kidding.
So
No, what started it? I work by myself a lot, you know, and then of course we started conversing because he literally pumps the lease right across the street, you know, and we started just bullshitting over the phone, and then it was kind of, I mean, we listened to Joe Rogan. I mean, we kind of like go back and forth. Hey, did you listen to this? Whatever podcast, you know,
Yeah.
or we would recommend shit, and then we would say some shit, like we would literally.
We'd have like hours long conversations where we would like deep dive into some
just
off,
random
off
shit.
the wall
Yeah.
shit. You know what I mean? And then he'll like turn me on to something on YouTube, and I'll go on this crazy ass fucking
Rabbit hole.
rabbit hole, and then I'll turn him on to something that I found, and then he'll go on some rabbit hole, and it would just
Yeah.
we would have these crazy ass long ass conversations.
Yeah, that's badass.
And then, of course, that happened. And then we were cutting grass at one time. You know, I was cutting grass
During COVID?
During COVID,
That was too.
and it fascinated the shit out of me, man. How people made a living in this town. Like you would think you got your normal places that you go every day,
Yeah.
and you don't ever think about those people, you know. And what fascinated me is like you're in the middle of the day, you're cutting grass, and these people are home. How do you make your money?
Yeah.
You
I
know?
wonder that too sometimes.
Yeah, and it's just like, dude, it's fascinating. Some of the people you talk to, you're just like, oh my god, dude.
Like, what do you do? Because I want to do it too.
Exactly. You know, it's like I like to spend the time at home, have the freedom to do that. And after that, it just fascinated the shit out of me,
Just
man.
got to show your ass.
Yeah, that's it, man.
Yeah.
So OnlyFans coming soon.
OnlyFans. Yeah.
OnlyFans coming soon. What it do podcast. And that was just it, you know. And I really got interested, and then I just hit him up. I was like, "Hey, man, you want to do a podcast?" You know, of course, I had started it.
Yeah.
You know, it was named something else. Got the studio built and all that shit, and I already had it in my mind. And then I did a couple.
Was that your first guess or your second guess?
You were.
I think it was your
I don't know.
second guess.
I think you were my second. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's we got fucking
Got
blitzed.
really
We got
drunk.
fucking drunk. That one will never see the light of day, bro. Like it literally.
It's all in the exclusive.
Yeah.
files.
Yeah, bro.
All
It's
back-
hidden in
back
the
back.
archives.
Yeah.
Because it was 4 hours long, or 4.5 hours long, and about halfway,
Yeah.
we're good conversation. About halfway through it, all of a sudden, you're just like, we can understand each other, but I listened back to him like, what the fuck were we talking about?
Yeah.
You know. So I ended up changing the name because I did a couple of them, and I didn't like it. It wasn't me. I was
Yeah.
like, this is too interviewy,
Yeah.
and it sounds
So,
gross.
back in 1975, what made you think this and that? And like,
Exactly.
no, like just
It's like,
chill
so-
and talk.
Yeah, what made you do whatever, blah blah blah. And we're like, it was cool and all,
Yeah.
but it was like that's not me, you know. And I started. I changed the name. We kind of got going, and then it started on the premise because we would, in what we do, you know, I would hire contractors. Hey, I got an electrician or AEP would have to come out and put line fuses back up because we're just, you know, storms and shit would come through.
Yeah.
And I found myself, like they would come out and do the work, get done with the work, and we just get to bullshitting. And I was just like, oh.
It's like we all work, like he works by himself all day. I work by myself all day. These contractors, they're usually by themselves all
Yes.
day. And it's like once we would actually get somebody, like if I had some job and a contractor would come out and be like, "Hey man, what's going on?" Like we would just start talking because finally I have somebody to talk to.
I have a friend now.
Yeah,
Yeah, there
you
you
want to
go.
be my friend? Hey, look, look what I did. Look at this. Look, come here.
exactly.
It's kind of that puppy at the door. He's like,
Yeah.
oh, someone's coming, someone's coming, you know?
Yeah.
And
Break
it was-
something on purpose.
Yeah, no shit, just somebody
Just
come fix
somebody
it.
will come back like, I just need human interaction.
Yeah, bro. And I kind of missed that because I used to run a crew,
Yeah.
and that was great. You know, there were always 3 or 4 guys.
Yeah.
And
You
that's
can
how
bullshit with people.
Fuck,
and
dude,
it
all
makes the
day,
go
bro.
by, yeah.
All day.
The
we
day
would
goes by
bullshit.
fast.
Yeah. So we started this, and I'm like, and that's kind of where it just snowballed.
Yeah.
You know, just bullshit conversations. You know what I mean? And then reaching out to people who actually like you, for instance, or you guys that have a business or have something going on. And it's not necessarily about the business, but it's about the person.
Yeah.
You know, and it's great because somebody we're 76 episodes with this one.
Yeah.
You know, you come to find out that a lot of people that sit in those chairs, we have more in common.
Yeah.
I'm like, ooh, I was like,
Different walks of life, but it's
Yes.
still like people
Yes.
have things in common.
and it's like if you just talk to the people, you know, I know it's a little bit nerve wracking to talk to somebody
Yeah.
brand new.
Especially somebody you don't know. Just
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and you get to bullshitting with them. You're like, oh fuck, we actually got a lot in common.
Yeah.
I'm like, we're not out here singled out.
Yeah.
You know, it's just a lot of people just don't talk.
Yeah.
They just don't talk to each
Where
other.
do we grow out of that? Because as little kids,
Yes.
you can get
Talk
a
to
bunch
anybody.
You can get 4-year-olds and put them all together. They don't know each other.
Yeah.
They'll make friends. They'll start playing. They'll be best friends by the end of
Yeah.
the day.
Yeah.
But adults, you get a bunch of adults and you go to a doctor's office,
Yeah. Oh yeah. Exactly.
and then there's always that one guy. Hi, how are you doing? Like, what the fuck are you doing talking to me?
You're weird
trying to
talk
It's
to me,
like,
yeah.
Get away from me.
We've gotten away from that, man. We've gotten away from camaraderie with other people.
Yeah.
You know, and when you really come to find out that, man, a lot of people they're not, I wouldn't say technically they're not alone, but they got nobody to talk to. As grown adults,
Yeah.
you have nobody to converse with.
Yeah.
You know, and it sucks because there are ideas you want to bounce off somebody. You know, you want somebody, a new, fresh perspective. Then you come to find out he's like, oh, well, that guy, like it was the biggest issue, right? That I used to see. Like, oh, I don't want to go talk to him. He's got too much going on. He ain't got time to talk to me.
Yeah.
You know, he's got big things going on. He's got a body shop. He's a pumper out where he's at.
Another guy with
know?
another podcast.
Yeah, another guy doing something else. You're like, oh, they're too busy for me. Nah, man.
You never know unless you ask.
Exactly.
But there are, for the most part, I think people are humble.
Yes.
But there's some that aren't. They think their shit don't stink, or they forget where they come from. You know what I mean?
Well,
there are some people like that, but for the
yes.
most part, I think
What I found though is that's the facade that they put up.
yeah,
It's like they
keep people away.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
When you sit there and you break them down, you talk to them, you're like, oh, you're not as a dickhead. You're not as much as a
Yeah.
dickhead as everybody claims you are.
Yeah.
You just put up this wall because you feel like you got to put up the wall.
Yeah, like there's certain people that I know that people are like, man, he's a fucking dick. Like, no, that's just the way he is.
Yeah.
You got to get to know.
You
the
don't
dude.
understand him.
Yeah, like you just got to get to know the dude, and
Yeah.
like, he's a cool dude. Like, no, fuck that. He's a fucking asshole.
Yeah.
Like, no.
And I'm a real strong premise, man, of like, dude, if you ever needed somebody to talk to, it's like, dude, you're not by yourself. You're not alone.
Yeah,
You
nobody.
just you've put yourself you've closed up your walls so you don't let nobody in. But you're not alone.
Yeah, they
You
choose
know?
to be that way because they don't want to let anybody in. They
Exactly.
They don't want to be vulnerable to anybody. And I
Exactly.
used to be that way.
Yeah.
Like,
And then
I wouldn't-
you know,
just shut down.
oh no,
And
definitely.
you put your guard down or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then when you put your guard down, it's like, oh shit, well, that wasn't as bad as I thought. Or
Yeah.
whatever.
Because I've heard the whole, man, no one gives a fuck, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, look, man, I'd rather listen to your stuff than you not be here.
Yeah.
You know, like, because there's a lot of depression out there. There's a lot of people that are depressed,
Yeah.
especially men.
Yeah.
Because,
They hold that shit down deep.
yeah,
Yeah.
like,
Because you're a man. That
Yeah.
You're not supposed to.
Oh man, I fuck that shit.
Yeah.
Man, I can handle this shit. No,
Yeah.
no,
Like,
you got to let
have
it out.
feelings-
Sometimes
you have feelings just like the next person. just
and if
to
you're a
make you-
family man, you got to you come to the realization that all guys, family men, you're the bad guy. You're the bad guy in your family because you got to be the stern one. You got to be the one to set the rules.
Yeah.
They're not when you sit there and be like, well, your kids want to do something or they're fucking up. You got to be the one to straighten them out. But
Dad's a
then-
fucking asshole. He don't-
Exactly.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, my mom understands me because she's got to play the nurturing one.
Yeah.
And it's, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that because there's roles. There's there's your roles.
Yeah.
Dad has one, mom has another.
Yeah.
You know, and it sucks because I mean, there's a fucking video, man. It kind of fucked me up because I did realize it. This guy's barbecuing and he's just looking down, right? And he's kind of just sitting there. He has a beer in his hand, not talking to nobody. And then a little kid walks up. He's like, you hear it muffled first, Dad. And he's just zoned out. Dad, he's like, kind of looks up. He's like, kind of gets out of his trance. What's up, Mijo? He's sitting there talking to him, right? He's like, oh, was the food almost going to be ready? He's like, yeah, it's almost ready. But you see the dad just zone the fuck out, you know, because he's got nobody to talk to. He would rather sit there with somebody to drink a fucking beer and kind of vent.
Bullshit. Vent everybody's
his shit.
got to vent.
And I don't think we do that, because I don't think we do that anymore, because people are like, I gotta put some walls up. I gotta look like the badass. I gotta look like I got my shit together.
Like, oh, I'm chingon and say I ain't fuck that. I can handle. Like,
Yeah.
like,
But
hey,
do you think that comes from our culture though?
Yes.
Yeah.
It does, definitely.
Oh, definitely.
You know, another thing is the media has a big thing in that too, and we've talked about it before. And it's funny because today I just saw a video. It was a podcast that I was watching. The guy that plays Hercules on there was a TV series.
Kevin Sorbo. They were talking about it. And we've had this conversation how there's all these sitcoms all the way back to like the late 70s and then into the 80s, and it progressively got worse where they made the dad always seem like the dumbass. Like the kids would just talk like Married with Children, Family Guy, Tool Time. What was the name of that show?
Tim
Allen.
Yeah.
Like they always made him seem like he was just a goofball.
Yeah.
Like, he was always like,
Fucking
don't pay
shit
attention
up.
to him. Yeah. And so it's almost like the media has groomed the kids of society to view the man of the household like as he's
In that manner.
yeah.
I mean, you've seen it when we grew up, like my kids. You know, my daughter is the same age as your daughter. You know, and they're watching those Disney channels, and then all of a sudden, the dad's an idiot.
Yeah.
The dad's just this fucking, I won't say overbearing guy or whatever, but he's just not. He's fucking dumb, or the parents are dumb.
Yeah.
You know, and that's I hate. It's cultivated to the part where the kids are, they project that to the dad. You know what I mean? And it's kind of like, for a lot of the guys, where do I find my place?
Yeah.
You know, and I think, man, guys need somewhere to vent. You know, they need somewhere to just like, man, I got to just
Let it out.
Yeah, just let it out.
Because some people, they can't. I feel like if you don't let it out and you bottle it up, it just gets worse and worse and worse. And some people, their mentality, they can't handle it.
Yeah.
They get weaker, and then what's their last resort? Fuck, I don't need to be here.
Yep.
Nobody fucking appreciates me anyway. This, that, and the other, and you know what I mean. And like you said, like people are loved, even people that are in prison or in jail.
Yeah.
Like I don't see them. Well, yeah, they're some of them are bad people. Yes, they've made mistakes. You know what I mean? Nobody's perfect. Everybody's human. And people make mistakes. Like my daughter, she works at the jail. And I told her, I was like, treat all those people with respect. I was like, don't go in there thinking that you're better than them, because guess what? You're in there with them. I was like, the only difference, you get to go home. I was like, all those people, they've just made mistakes. Some of them have made worse mistakes than others. And yes, some of them deserve to be in there. But for the most part, 80% of the people that are in there on drug charges, that's a problem. That's an issue that they have. You know what I mean? I was like, don't judge them.
Yeah.
I was like, because it could be you. You could be hanging out with the wrong people and, oh, just try it one time. It makes you feel badass or whatever. And guess what? 2-3 years later, you could be in their shoes. I was like, don't ever think you're better than anybody. Stay humble.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
You know what I mean? Because anything that anybody has, it can be taken away as fast as you get it. You know what I
Shit,
mean?
man. COVID taught me that real fucking quick.
Like if you don't, and God always has his ways of humbling you down.
Oh,
If you don't humble yourself down, he'll humble you for you.
Oh,
for
fuck
you know
yeah.
what I
He
mean?
did, bro. Because I'm like, at one point, I was like, I'm too good to be cutting grass.
Yeah.
You know? And then I go and do it. Because, I mean, I did. When I first went out there, I had to knock on that door. I knocked on the door with my head down.
And you shouldn't.
You know? And I was like, what the fuck is my problem?
Yeah, you shouldn't
know?
do that.
You
You,
know?
shouldn't be ashamed.
No, you
because
shouldn't.
at the end of the day, you were
Well-
making money for your family. You were providing for your family. Like the pastor of the church that I go to, he was talking about being humble or whatever. He said it was a story that a long time ago, whenever the church was on South Jackson, I go to the Life Church.
Okay.
Whenever they were on South Jackson, that this guy goes in there and he talks to him. He's like, hey, I feel like I've been called to ministry. I want to be a pastor, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, oh, okay. He said he grabs a broom. He's like, here, that closet over there needs to be swept out. I'm not here for that. And he left. Yeah. And he said a few months later, the dude comes back. He's like, man, I really feel like I've been called to ministry. I want to help people. I want to minister the word of God. That closet still needs to be cleaned out. I'm not here for that. He left again. He said he came back a third time, whatever, same story. And that time he got the broom and he cleaned it out. And the moral of the story, like he was trying to say, is like, you always have to humble yourself down. And the story that he made is like at the Last Supper, Jesus, he washed his disciples' feet. He humbled himself down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in that day and age, Jesus, he was the head of the house. He was the master. His disciples should have been washing his feet, but yet he washed his disciples'
Right.
feet. So it's all about being humble. You still have to stay down to earth and be humble with yourself. Or like I said, it can all be taken away.
Oh yeah, take it for granted. It definitely will.
Yeah.
Yep.
You think, oh man, that'll never happen to me. I'm so and so. Like, no,
Never say never.
You breathe the same air as anybody else. You may make 6 figures a year, or you can make 5 figures a year. It doesn't matter. Like, and some people are like that. They think they're better because they live in this side of town, or they drive this kind of a car, or whatever. Like, no, you're not no better than anybody.
No, fuck no, man. I still drive the same fucking beater I had.
Heck yeah.
It's a good ass truck.
Hell yeah. I mean, you're right. You got to humble yourself, man, because at the end of the day, the materialistic shit, all that bullshit, it goes away. And all of it goes away.
If something was to happen to any one of us right now, what are we going to leave with?
Nothing.
The same thing we came in this world with.
That's right.
Nothing.
That's it. Nothing.
Like nothing, the way I see it, nothing in this world matters material wise. The only thing that does matter that you cannot buy, that it doesn't matter what kind of a price that you pay, is time.
Yeah.
And memories. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you could spend thousands and thousands of dollars and spoil your kids and do this and do that. But you could throw money at them, but if you don't spend time with them and make memories, what's the point of spending that money?
I know, and that's really shit, man, because I've seen that. I've seen it. I've seen it. People with nothing, leave more memories than a guy who had millions of dollars in the bank.
It's about spending the time. Like, quick little deal. Like last summer, I took my daughter to SeaWorld. That place is a money pit. Fucking, it was I think like $50-something to park in the fucking parking lot. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? You can't take anything in there. You can't take drinks. You can't take foods. We ate pizza, $102 for 3 pieces of pizza and 2 drinks.
Yeah.
That was a money pit. I bet that weekend I spent probably well over $1,000 on that and some other shit we did. That money's gone. I made it back.
Yeah.
But the memories that I made with my daughter, she'll remember that for the rest of her life. She'll remember, I remember whenever I was 8, Dad took me to SeaWorld, and I got to feed the sea lions, and I did this, or I got splashed by the big whale, and
Yeah.
you can't put a price tag on that. You know what I mean? Like,
I hope she has good memory. I took my kids to Disney World. They don't remember shit.
I hope she remembers it, because I was like, fuck, no,
Yeah,
shit.
like, oh, we got to go back. Fuck no, I ain't going back.
Like, and then a lot of people think, like, in order to have a good time with your kids, or you have to have money. You have to take them somewhere extra. No, these little kids don't give a shit about money. All they want is your time and attention.
That's it.
That's it.
That's true.
That's it. I spent most of my time in the fucking desert, and that was the best memories I've ever had.
Shit. Like, I remember whenever my oldest daughters were younger, I lost so many memories with them.
Yeah.
Because, and I've told them, I was like, I didn't give a shit. Like, I didn't care to be y'all's father at that time. Like, yes, did I love y'all? Yes. But did I want to be there and be responsible? No, I cared more about going and partying with my so-called friends than spending time with them. I missed so many firsts with them, and I regret it. That's time that I will never get back.
Yeah.
So now that I'm older and I realize that, I've changed with my other kids, you know what I mean? Like, but I don't know. If people are listening to that or listening to me, like, that's one thing that I hope that they get.
Don't take your time for granted.
Don't take your time for granted, because tomorrow's not promised.
It's a good message.
God forbid I could leave here and get in a car accident going 5 blocks up the street to go home. You never know.
Heaven forbid.
Yeah.
That's a good note. We're going to leave on that. Guys, thanks again for coming in.
Yes, sir. Thanks for having
That's a
us.
good one, man. Shit, give us a what it do.
What it do, baby?
What it do?
What it do,
What
baby?
it do.
That was good. Heck yeah. That was badass.